The sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. Always pay less for your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Marlins, who took game one from the Nationals 7-3. Game two of the three-game series this tonight with the first pitch at 6:45 from Nationals Park. Yeah, that game can be heard right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who are set to begin mandatory minicamp in Miami Gardens today. Minicamp is 3 days ending on Thursday. And in the NHL, the Hurricanes will host the Golden Knights in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. The puck drops at 8. Time for weather brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. We're in the mid-70s and no chance of rain at this current moment. And, Joe, we say good morning. How you doing over there?
I'm doing great, Woody. Man, I'm overdosing a little bit on the French Open.
I know.
I was just telling All Day Dan Day, who's nice enough to be with us again today. We like seeing All Day Dan Day. I know he's only had a little bit of sleep because my man works late at night as well. And hey, Woody, so I was sitting there. Well, there goes my coffee right on. Nothing like a little Dunkin' Donut coffee right onto the main sheet here to get going in the morning. Always off to a great start here. Hey, so last night I watched that damn French Open. These matches are going 3-4 hours, man. Holy smokes, 5 hours. It's crazy. These guys, I don't like to do the best condition athletes. I really not big on doing that whole thing. But I got to tell you, man, those guys, I try to play for an hour. Now, I'm an old, out-of-shape guy. Tried to play an hour and 15 minutes yesterday in the heat, and I was ready to puke. I was lightheaded. And these guys, they just keep going, and it's a major, so, nobody's giving in. And, man, they went right to the end. Just incredible. Hey, good morning to everybody. We got a lot of stuff going on. Holy crap, what happened in the NFL yesterday? Hello. Wait a second. I thought June 1st was I thought June 1st was just going to free up a little money and help some people out and give a little cap relief. I didn't realize that Myles Garrett, the best defensive player in football, 23 sacks last year, gets traded to the Rams for Jared Verse and a bunch of draft picks going to Cleveland. The Rams are just absolutely going all in. We've seen them do it before, by the way, not too many years ago, and it worked. They won a championship with it, and they're doing it again. They are going all in L.A. Trent McDuffie, remember they got him, and who's one of the better cornerbacks with Kansas City, real physical guy. So they have loaded it up in the name of draft picks and we're going all in. And we're going to try to friggin' win this thing. Seattle, of course, won it last year, and the 49ers were right there. So that's a real fun division to watch. And then A.J. Brown, as expected. By the way, I guess everybody's known this for a year that this was going to happen. A.J. Brown from Philadelphia to New England for a first-round pick in 2028 and a fifth round and 2027. Anyway, all these picks were thrown in for A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs with him. They're going to be a lot better wide receiver with those two guys. That's going to be a lot better. So we had some huge NFL news yesterday on big moves that were made. Cleveland taking a bunch of draft picks, and then, of course, the Patriots, they got a really good team. Needed to pick it up at wide receiver a little bit, and went out and got some good ones. Went out and got two really good ones from Green Bay and now Philadelphia as well. So we got all that stuff. We got a lot. We got minicamp going on. Tomorrow, it's finally here. Knicks at San Antonio. Really looking forward to it. And I'm trying to make Canes baseball fans feel a lot better today. I'm going to try this. I know it's rough, and yesterday was get rid of the head coach. I know that, mad at everybody. And I saw all the shots, and they were coming in to me, and we got to get him out of here. And where's the athletic director? We got to get an athletic director. What's Joe doing at the top? I heard it all yesterday. My phone I was like, wow, I didn't realize how many people cared about Canes baseball. But if it makes you feel any better, Florida and Florida State also are out. And they had home field. They had home field for regionals, and they're both out. And by the way, Troy not only beat Florida once, they beat them twice. They beat them 16-11 and then went, you know what? That's not enough. They beat them 10-2. Absolutely embarrassed that Florida Gator team, which a lot of people thought was one of the best 5 or 6 teams in college baseball. They're out. Florida State loses to St. John's. They're out. What do you feel any better? The Canes fans going to feel any better going, all right, I know we didn't do very well, but Florida State and Florida now out of the tournament too. Never made it to a super regional. Wow. So, which, by the way, I'm guessing Florida would have had their super regional at home, right? Probably would have, as one of the top-ranked teams. So that goes down, man. Good old St. John's and Troy. Hell, Troy was just a few games over 500, got into the tournament, and beat the Canes, and then beat Florida twice. So a lot of upsets if you went around and saw. I see Georgia Tech's out of the tournament too. Remember that Georgia Tech team and how talented they were, and great hitting team and pitching, and, well, they're done. You can say whatever you want. They are done. We've got a bunch of this next story is just, it's early in the morning to be hitting you with this, but I just got to get out of the way. And I know a lot of you gamble, and I know a lot of you have the app, and God bless you. I got no problem. I got the app too. But I got to say, man, this is weak sauce. This quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, who I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to happen next week or so, I guess, or maybe a little bit longer. But they got to get a ruling out to him. Right now, the NCAA has said your eligibility is done. We have rules in place. You broke it. There's no sympathy card. There's no mental health card on this. The addiction stuff. As soon as we found out what you did and you came clean on everything, you broke the rule. You bet on your own team. The worst rule. We can live with some other stuff. We can suspend you for a little bit of time if you're gambling on some different things, but betting on your own team to win or lose, or teams at your school to win or lose, where you're getting inside information, most likely from everybody at school that you're hanging out with, that's a different ball game. His ass should be out. I don't want to hear victim. I don't. And by the way, this judge has got to be under so much heat. It's right there in their backyard. The court's right there next to the campus. Can you imagine that judge? I'll guarantee you that judge goes to friggin' games at Texas Tech, would he? I'll guarantee you he's going to games. How is he going to rule on this thing? And again, they're trying to sympathy card, and the NCAA's job is to watch over and support our athletes for their mental health and addiction problem. And they're going, we didn't know about it. As soon as we found out about his addiction problem and how much money he was gambling and everything he's been gambling on the whole friggin' time, we jumped on it and we punished him, and he's done. Get ready for the NFL. See if they want you right now. So it was a 2-hour hearing right in Texas Tech's backyard. I think he might win this. I think they might slap him on the wrist for a few games. I'm just, again, and I know the NCAA doesn't win at anything, but they actually have betting rules in place. They have gambling. They have a book like everybody else, the do's and don'ts. And if you do them, they're pretty clear. Some of them are 50% of the games you miss. Some are up to 30%. And then the one that he broke is you're done. You're done. Which, by the way, you're pretty much now done in every sport when you bet on your own team.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, are we going to call professional sports at that level? We're paying the guy $6 million to play, right? I mean, that's pretty much professional.
Yeah, he is professional. I know nobody says
I think they're old enough to know right from wrong.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so, I get the whole, like, oh, he's a kid, and, kids make mistakes, and college kids do dumb things. Like, I get that, but...
I'm not saying his life's over, but it's...
Well, I mean, it's pretty...
Well, maybe at some point he's good. He has a try. He can work his way back through the NFL. But, hey, listen, man.
I guess the NFL's proven if you're good, you're
just
play, but
there should be no sympathy for this guy. I feel bad that he's got a gambling addiction. I do. I feel bad. and he's dealing with mental health and depression, whatever they're throwing out there to the courts right now to try to get him. But, like, look at, man.
Well, that seems like they're just throwing those things out there, though.
Well,
right?
Of course they are. They're trying to protect them the best they can because it's their best chance. They're a much better team when they have this guy as their quarterback. But I'm like, come on, man. Again, you know the rules. And by the way, a lot of people said, hey, a bigger problem than the professional athletes gambling is going to be college athletes. And sure enough, here we are. And again, it's just the one thing. Penalties for gambling. NCAA sports betting page they have for every athlete. Every team goes over it. Hey, guys, we're strict on this. You don't want to lose your eligibility. Permanent loss of collegiate eligibility for gambling on your own team and school.
It's funny the way you say it, but
what? I'm not trying to be funny.
It's just kind of like it's just a very strange story.
I mean, I get he's trying to save $6 million and they want him to be the quarterback. And they're saying, we got a program in place that we're going to be able to help him. I don't even buy 35 days in rehab. All the guys I know that went to rehab for 35 days, most of them had a relapse. Now, maybe he's stronger than a lot of them. Now, listen, there's different kinds of rehab, as you know, alcohol, drug combination sometimes, and gambling. We work with some guys here that couldn't beat it. Over and over again. Some of the greatest con artists of all time. So this guy getting in front of that judge, and that judge is, by the way, you know that judge is getting phone calls at home from buddies in the neighborhood and like, hey, bro, you enjoy going to those games on Saturday, right, when we're 11-1 or 12-0 and we're beating everybody, and, hell, we're trying to get some games of some big schools, and you know how important a quarterback is. Everybody in Texas knows you got to have a quarterback. Like, it's a bad one, though. He wins this somehow. And I know it's not him, and you're right. The lawyers are blaming the NCAA, for ignoring their own rules. I don't know how they're doing that. They said as soon as they found out, they said they just haven't known about it till just found out all this information, and he came clean after, jumping in rehab. But, man, it's a pretty long track record of gambling in there. And again, you can do a lot of gambling. I know a lot of guys like to bet on different things throughout the thing. And by the way, he had the Hard Rock app, was one of the, he had everyone in the country, it looked like, but he had the Hard Rock app. He was a Hard Rock apper. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff. Marlins get a nice win last night and stop that 5-game losing streak. Our man, Otto Lopez. Does he seem like every 2 or 3 days he has 3 or 4 hits? He had 3 hits. Sandy Alcantara goes 7 innings, gives up just the 3 earned runs and gets a win. Got some run support last night. So that was good to see. And again, like I said, we've got a bunch of other stuff. And I want to say this. We got mini camp. I was going to wait on this, and I guess I will wait on it. Boy, you never want to waste half a Dunkin' Donut coffee down the front of the table. You just never want to do that. Because they make it something about Dunkin' Donut. They make the coffee. I said this yesterday, Woody. They make the coffee, and I try to make this at home. It doesn't taste the same.
Well, it always tastes better at the restaurant. It's for everything, right?
It does.
Yeah.
I try to make something that they make, and they give the recipe, and you bring it home, and you have to tell the wife the news she doesn't want to hear. And it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was really good, and I appreciate you trying. And you're thinking to yourself, it doesn't taste like it does when I go to the restaurant. It didn't taste the same. Not good. Hey,
maybe it's a sign that you need to cut down on the caffeine intake.
Boy, the way I knocked it down, that was a little scary.
You a little jittery in there?
Well, I might have had a little too much. I got in there early this morning. I had a lot on my mind here.
You all right?
Yeah. I'm good. Hey, speaking of good, we got some mini camp stuff I want to get to. I just want to start with this, and this is just a little teaser. How nice is it that it's just all football, and there's no drama? Nobody's texting you at night or me at night going, dude, what was he trying to say? Like, I don't understand what the friggin' guy, just answer the question. What is wrong with this dude? How nice is it that we don't have a quarterback saying crazy stuff? And again, this is in general. How about, all the holdouts and guys and holding their own thing, and they become the story. And we got guys running around, getting in trouble.
Don't jinx it, but it has been drama free for a few weeks here. It's been nice.
And we got more stuff. I don't want you to go away because we got a lot more Dolphin stuff to get to here this morning. I do want to just, hey man, I never thought we'd get back the fundamentals of football. Not always great for my business, by the way. Little drama is good, right? Little dysfunction, little counseling, things aren't great at home. Some of that stuff's good for our business. Don't get me wrong. I've lived through it. My life has been full of that stuff myself. But I got to tell you, man, sometimes it's just really nice that it's all focused back on the team and competition and doing things the right way and just going out, and it's refreshing. It's refreshing that my phone's not ringing from my brother-in-law's going, what the F did he try to say? What was that? I've never heard that before. I don't think we're going to have any of that. I've never seen that happen, or I've never heard that before. I don't think we're going to have it. It's been so refreshing. Jeff Hafley, John Eric Sullivan. We got more on them coming up in just a second, but first, before we do, I want to talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic. I can tell you, that's one of the reasons I think I'm up so damn early in the morning. I've been through ED and low T. Every guy's going to go through it. One thing about it, Atlantic Men's Clinic, you're going to get great results, but I do want to talk about ED and low T. Whether it's your energy level, you know what happens. You've heard this. We've been told this as men our whole life. Low T, as you get older, it gets worse, and you start to lose your energy level, and you're tired, and now you're cutting back on everything, and you're watching TV. You notice you're just tired around the house, and you're still eating the same amount of food, so you gain 20 pounds. Well, this is all part of low T. But ED usually follows low T around at some point, and when your sex drive is gone, boy, that was a mess. That was a bad day when it finally hit me. It was a hit and miss there for a while, and then it was just full time. I was beating my wife to bed to fall asleep so she wouldn't see if I was still awake. Man, I got to tell you, Atlantic Men's Clinic works. Great results. The PSA test, amazing stuff. Got my results back. Met with their professional staff. They said, Joe, we want to put you on this program that's made for you to have great results real fast. I said, let's do it, man. And it's been 2 years. Been a little over 2 years now. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. I go to Plantation, a brand new one in Hollywood. Call them today to set up that first appointment if you're going through it right now. I know men don't go around telling other men things aren't working. ED is real bad in my life. Just take care of it. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Get more information. Professional, doing it the right way with great results. Atlantic Men's Clinic.
Price Stage. The world's biggest soccer tournament is coming to the casino at Dania Beach. Watch every match live here with daily food and drink specials and free parking. Stay tuned for scheduled special events and more announcements coming soon. Visit us at casinodaniabeach.com.
Joe, we have a new code word here this morning. The summer of soccer is here. We're giving away a soccer swag bundle valued around $250 from Sinbad Sports in the Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale. For a chance to win, text the word Messi to 20357. That is Messi to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. This is a text contest. Message and data rates apply. Don't text and drive, Joe.
All right, Woody. Thank you. We've got a lot of stuff. My God, yesterday was crazy. Myles Garrett. And, Cleveland's going, oh, no, he's a Brown for life. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Now you get a whole bunch of draft picks. And by the way, got a really good player in Jared Verse, who's a nice player. He's not Myles Garrett, but no one's Myles Garrett.
His original thing in Cleveland was funny, too. Remember, he came out with that letter about how he's got to get out of there?
Oh, yeah. Then they paid him.
Then they paid him.
Paid him like a ton, like,
I'll
yo.
stay.
But
sure.
Changed the date for when he was supposed to get paid. And apparently the whole league noticed and said, uh-oh, looks like the Browns are in business to trade one of the great pass rushers of all time, what he's been able to do, and he's still fairly young.
What's the vision of that franchise? I mean, you talk about our franchise, like that thing is such a mess. They have like 5 quarterbacks that they've drafted over there. One that they paid, $250 million to.
One of the great disasters. And just be thankful it wasn't us.
Yeah, that's true.
And by the way, it looks like he's going to be a starting quarterback this year. It looks like Deshaun Watson is going to be the starting quarterback. So he sat around the last couple of years and been injured and not very good. And they went, you know what? We've looked around and we drafted a few guys, but we think you're the best player.
But they've gone through so many quarterbacks over there.
Yeah.
Right? Johnny, Baker.
That was a mistake.
They've all been there. Like everyone's kind of, they chew them up and spit them out, man.
Yeah,
and then they draft 2 guys and they can't figure out like which one's better than the other.
Did you notice they don't even talk about 3rd-round pick that beat us last year? He's not even talked about. The guy that went ahead of Shador that they drafted.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one talks about him. Like, oh, no, you were a mistake.
Good.
Yeah, you're a 3rd-rounder. Outside of beating the Dolphins, you're not very good. So
that thing's just like, it seems like they have, you talk about lack of vision. Like, I don't know what they're doing over there.
Well, they got a lot of draft picks to try to, that's
great.
what, hey, listen, man, but that's what you have to do, right? And
no, it's not in June. You don't want to sell your we got a bunch of draft picks. That's not what you want to hear right now.
Well, we're doing it.
You're not trading away the best players you got right now for draft picks.
Let me ask you,
this time of the year,
you got to get what you can for Myles Garrett. You got to get what you just can't go around and go, hey, I know we're real bad, but hey, you keep getting 20 sacks, you're good for business. And he's going to go down as one of the great Browns players of all time. He's been there forever. But, I mean, it doesn't matter anyway if they don't get it right. First of all, Jared Verse got to get better. 4.5 sacks. I know he had a lot of pressures on the quarterback, but they better hit on those draft picks. They better hit on those draft picks. And by the way, the Rams, man, you talk about teams, and we're talking about one team, trying to build it again through the draft, and they had a pretty good draft last year. The Browns did. But the Rams they've done this once and it worked. Remember, they loaded up and they go, we're going to load this up and go for it. And it worked. They won the They won the Super Bowl. But they said, hey, we're cap hell right now. We're going to have to. And again, their GM is so friggin' good. They got it cleaned up quickly. Obviously got a really good head coach as well. And they're doing basically that right now. They're going for it. They gave Trent McDuffie a lot of money to come in here, and he's an LA guy, and he was excited to go back home. And I'm guessing Myles Garrett's pretty fired up because they got a team that is, well, they almost beat Seattle. They were the 2 best teams in football last year. You saw the Super Bowl. Seattle and the Rams were the 2 best teams in the NFL. When it's all said and done, they were the 2 best teams. When they played each other, ended up being a hell of a game. And by the way, the Rams are good the year before. So anyway, now they're just going, we got Myles Garrett, we got a good cover guy, and we're going to go for it. So I'm really curious to see the Patriots passing game with A.J. Brown. And how will A.J. Brown, he clearly a number one guy now, so they're going to feed him the ball. And Romeo Doubs, who's not bad, has been a really, really good player for Green Bay. One of those, they got 4 or 5 of those guys that kind of they spread it out to. But Romeo Doubs he's a good player. Not great, but really good player. So see what they're going to look like. I can't imagine they're going to win 17 games, including 3 playoff games, but and the schedule is going to be a lot more difficult than it was last year. The other story I want to get into, and we'll talk more on the Dolphins in just a minute here, is Russell Wilson. It looks like has finally, he could keep doing this backup quarterback thing, and I think he's finally said, I'm going to start. I see. He got offered a job at CBS to do the pregame show, pays a couple $1 million a year, and keeps him in the game, and I'm not surprised. He's well-spoken, and he's had a really good career. And you get a guy he's won a Super Bowl. He can be able to talk about everything. I looked at his numbers. I think he can be a Hall of Fame quarterback down the road. The numbers. Now, listen, the game has changed. This guy's thrown for just a tad under 47,000 yards, 353 touchdowns. The other part of this is he ended up running for a lot of yards. You remember about halfway through his career, he's the best running quarterback in the NFL, one of the best. I don't want to say best, one of the 2 or 3 best. And he was really smart. He used to run for a lot of yards, but he was a former baseball guy. He slid. He was just smooth. It was smooth. Didn't take a lot of direct hits, and he put up big numbers. I mean, if he stays in Seattle, probably should have. But played really well. So I'm really, what do you think? Won a Super Bowl, should have won 2.
The first thing that I think goes against, I don't know how many people like him, to be quite honest.
Okay, but once you get past the guys,
I know
all the guys they don't like get in sooner or later. Maybe not
sooner or later, yeah.
Maybe not first time around.
I don't know if you would agree with that, but I don't.
No, he's not for everybody.
Seem to care for him.
I will tell you something.
I don't know why they put him on TV. But.
I never thought I'd say this, but one of the more disliked players, by players to ever go. Forget media, because I think media really liked him because he was great with media. The problem is, as a quarterback that's had that kind of success, he just has never been popular. The guys from Seattle. Hell, they blame him for not, why didn't you've been around, why the hell didn't you change the play? We should have 2 Super Bowl championships. We're knocking on the door with one of the best physical running backs in football with a couple yards for a touchdown. What are we doing? Throwing a friggin' pass.
I don't know, man. I just think the problem with these, when you look at the numbers, is a lot of quarterbacks going to have big numbers now.
And they're all going to get in.
Rules are.
Phillip Rivers going to get in sooner or later.
Yeah.
Manning's going to get in.
This guy's also, what is he, he's 37? His career's been over for a few years
It
now.
has.
So he didn't barely made it into his mid-30s, which is not great.
Woody's a 10-time Pro Bowl.
I think you also throw Pro Bowl out.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean,
what? That's what you are. They vote on it. You're a 10-time Pro Bowler. It's pretty good.
I don't know. He doesn't pass the eye test, but I get that the numbers are there. But I don't. As far as the eye test goes, Hall of Fame seems a little much of a stretch for me.
We're seeing
Russell Wilson.
So
I know he had some good prime years, but
he wanted to give it a shot. And by the way, I'm with you in what you're saying. He got bad mouth and ripped in Denver by a guy that's a really good
he
coach.
Has his own office and all
he
that,
did.
Weird stuff.
Terrible look.
Didn't
terrible
invite
look.
people to his parties, and
no, he invited everybody.
But
Only
they
half the
didn't
guys
show.
came.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird stuff around that guy. I think Crowder nailed it with him pretty good.
No. So Crowder talked to some of the guys in Seattle, and they said, yeah, we're not big fans of the guy. We felt he got a little too close to the coach and not close enough to his teammates. I mean, if you want to really break it down.
He's a strange dude. He's a very strange dude.
But not a bad guy when you listen to him.
No,
comes across a nice guy. Yeah. It's just, it hasn't worked.
Is he the one who's doing weird stuff on the plane, too, remember? when they were flying like to London or something?
I don't
Wasn't
know.
he doing weird stuff in the aisles of the plane?
I don't know. I don't remember. He's had a lot of stuff,
Yeah. He
Anyway.
just doesn't pass the eye
I,
test as far as like a Hall of Famer. Like a Hall of Famer should be like one of the best, right?
okay, so should Eli Manning go in? He's
Yeah.
got 2 Super Bowls.
Eli Manning should.
Okay. What about
But let me ask you this, does Eli Manning pass?
What about side throwing Phillip Rivers? Who's do a ton of. Should he get in?
Phillip Rivers played till how old was he this past season? 45?
Yeah,
46?
but he messed it up because he played, he's got to wait 5 more years.
Yeah.
Very dumb move. But
I think he got his insurance back though, at least.
so let me ask you a question. Do you?
Well, I'll ask you, does Eli Manning pass the eye test for you?
He won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Both against
Manning, against Brady. Yeah.
Russell Wilson also has to own what is known as one of the worst plays of
Oh,
all
my
time.
God.
He's got to own that. I mean, that's definitely on his resume.
Why don't you just come out and say you don't like him? I get it.
I don't. Of course, I don't like Russell
Okay.
Wilson.
I
started off by saying I don't know how many people do like
I
him.
should have known as soon as I said you might have to put him in. You're going to go the exact opposite way this morning.
I just like how many guys are we going to throw in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame?
well,
at
all
what
these
point
guys-
does it become more of a selective process here?
Well, that's a great question.
Like you can't throw everyone that puts up gaudy numbers into the Hall of Fame. It shouldn't work that way.
I agree with you, by the way. I'm Woody. That's a great point.
A lot of offensive guys that put up big numbers now.
So this guy, I'm just saying they won a lot of games, Seattle. He was on a roll. You have to admit, first 7 or 8 years, people were talking about Russell being one of the better quarterbacks in football. Now, the end was a disaster. I agree with you. The end was a disaster.
That franchise was cursed for like a decade after that, and everyone's leaving.
And he also went some teams and got a chance to start and just.
Someone say, yeah, he was working out on the plane ride from London in the aisle. Remember that?
I forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know that, he, when he left Seattle, it wasn't very pretty. A lot of those guys, especially on the defense, where they were really good, not big fans of his with everything going down. So anyway, hey, Woody, we got to go to break here. I just thought I'd throw it out, man. I don't know if he is or not, to be honest. 47,000 yards passing, 353 touchdowns, and 5,500 yards rushing, and 31 more touchdowns. Really good. I mean, not next to Lamar Jackson, but most quarterbacks. I mean, he'll go down as one of the really good running quarterbacks in today's game where everybody's looking for a dude that can take off and get me a first down. All right, we're going to break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here, but before we move on any further, I do want to take a second early in the morning talk about Harvey and Gary. You go, wait, what, who? Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys who are ready to make sure if you've been in a slip and fall, an automobile accident or motorcycle accident, you're in pain and you're trying to make that big decision right now, who's going to represent you? Well, listen, I know what you're thinking. You go to TV and there's a lot of ads out there right now. And then as you get into it, you find out when you do go there, because you really like the guy doing the spot on TV. And you go to me when they'll go, no, he's not here. And he doesn't try cases. No, he's not involved. We have handoff. We call them handoff attorneys, where they're not partners, but they do a lot of the work. They do most of the work, and they got 200 or 300 cases they're working on. So you're not going to be a priority, but we'll get to you and we'll get your a fair amount of money. Well, listen, you're not going to have that. When you go in or Gary and Harvey come to you, you're going to find out when they shake your hand, they're going to handle your case from start to finish. More than 30 years of experience each, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews, do that. Read the reviews and what people are saying about the personal touch and the communication and all the things that are important to them. They'll give you updates constantly on your case and how everything's going. Go to ConanJudah.com, 866-FAIR-FEE, and remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do. boys and grew up. When I got down here in 1980, they hung around with us, and they're doing great. Restaurants you go to those Flanagan's, they're usually for lunch and dinner. They are packed for a reason.
That place, like we've gone late night, like after games and stuff.
Yeah,
and there's like a wait.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. We go to the one in Sunrise, and it's always packed. Out.
Well, it's a very consistent meal there, right?
And,
like
you always
know you're going to get.
They have one
good.
in Weston that we've ordered from, because you're right. You just
very
order
consistent.
Take. Yeah, no, it's always good.
Now lunch special wings pretty solid. By the way, Sunday, June 21st is Father's Day, and you get the Father's Day rope hat for the first 7,500 dads presented by Blue Moon.
Ooh.
And $3 hot dogs and $7 Blue Moon drafts.
We got $1 hot dogs presented by Salins coming up here too.
And
I see that they're promoting that on TV. I stole that from them last night. I saw that they were really some guy was throwing down hot dogs. They were showing it. So
Toy Story 5 Day also, Joe.
All right.
On that Sunday, they have a special ticket package. You can get a Woody or Buzz Lightyear jersey.
Okay, Woody, that's good. Hey, let's.
They were ever going to send one over here. Maybe they could send us the Woody jersey.
I know.
Or maybe send you a Buzz.
They're good about sending them to Kiss Country. We just got to get them this way.
Yeah. They stealing all the stuff over there.
They had all the stuff. I go, hey, what are you guys doing?
Man.
Hey, we've got a lot of stuff going on here this morning. It's so funny. We're sitting here during the break talking about. You got this.
Eli and Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
you threw Eli out there.
Phillip Rivers.
The problem with Eli Manning.
The problem is Russell Wilson just not very liked.
Yes, but you have to go back to this like eye test thing, I think, too, because everyone's gonna have big numbers. But Eli Manning beat arguably the best football team ever assembled, outside of the team here that won every game.
So I would just say that Eli's already been turned down once or twice. I'm not sure at this point. He's going to get in sooner or later.
Yeah,
for
I
those.
think so.
Those 2 wins against Tom Brady are.
He's also very, very well liked.
Woody, I know,
which helps, Joe.
I know,
does. It's humans doing the voting.
I know, but
he is very well liked.
This one of the knocks though on those people to vote,
of course,
because they're like T.O. Oh hell, and T.O. took his party and went in. And
yeah,
did it
well,
from
if you were
his
abusive to the
university.
media your entire career,
And by
then
the way, and there's been some of those guys like, we know you're good, we know we have to put you in, but we're going to send a little message to you, Bill Belichick.
Every sport, that's every sport. That's not just the NFL. So, baseball's got that problem.
Well, baseball's got another one.
They do, among other problems, but that's every sport, man. If you were a jerk your entire career, your people probably going to hold it against you. Not that Russell Wilson was a jerk. He's just weird, but
you can't let what Russell Wilson and his career was flying in Seattle. It was, and they had really good teams.
Yeah, but it fell off a cliff.
It did fall off the cliff. It did. The Denver thing ended up being a disaster. Second coach came in and just ripping him on the sideline. I still had that vision. You talk about vision of Russell Wilson. It's him getting ripped on the sideline for something. And then we find out, first of all, he has a party. Never good for all the guys out there to decide, I'm going to throw a team party for my birthday. I want everybody to come over to my big house and enjoy themselves. And like half the guys show up. And everybody's been invited. And that's not good. Chad Pennington threw a party down here.
Mm-hmm.
Every guy went. That's all you need to know.
Well, he was well liked.
Very well liked.
It's a bad example.
No, but I mean, they had a good year with him when he was here.
Yeah.
It was a good year. But his leadership and his ability, as you said, to get along with everybody, black and white.
Hall of Fame is just getting to a point where, because the numbers just, and this is not just in football, the numbers in all these sports continue to skyrocket. Baseball.
No.
Right?
But the receiver.
Basketball, I mean, yeah.
Big problems.
The offensive players.
Two big problems right now, not running backs, but receivers and receptions.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a lot of guys that have 900 to 1,000 receptions. That used to be automatic.
Yeah. But look at basketball. We talked about how they used to play the games in the 70s. Every game's being played in the 120s now.
This is Mark Clayton's biggest beef, the one we're having, because you look at Clayton's numbers and
The
you
rules
go,
have changed a lot over the years. Yes.
he did, and so his thing was they didn't even keep track of targets, but those guys didn't have a lot of targets. They weren't getting 20 passes each a game, he and Duper.
But Hall of Fame is not supposed to be it's supposed to be the level above great, isn't it? Like, you could still be a great player, not be a Hall of Famer. Like, Hall of Fame is supposed to be the best of the best.
But they do.
Russell Wilson does not jump off the page to me as one of the best to ever play that position.
So
does he do that to you? Like, and again, not looking at his numbers, just throw his numbers out.
Yeah, but one of the problems is the last 3 or 4 years have been a disaster. They really have. It hasn't even been good.
They've been weird, yes. They've been unusual. The Denver thing didn't work.
And then all the
other Giants,
all the other stuff, and you know what? He has been blamed partially. You're right on that Super Bowl throw. He made it.
Not entirely his fault, but
like
a lot of
maybe
fault.
Look at your coach and go, I know this is a big play in the Super at the end of the game, whether we're going to win or lose. But are you sure you want to throw it over the tackle, between the tackle and tight end, in tight with all those guys? And Belichick was ready for it. That's the sad part.
That was really weird.
Oh,
that was the weirdest part. It was such a bad call, but they were ready for it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe they were stealing signs. Who knows?
I don't know.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You got that guy, that big stud behind you. Hand a friggin' ball off.
Imagine they would have handed it off to him. He wouldn't have gotten in. Or fumble at the goal line or something.
I'd take my chance. I know it's a great second guess special, but I know
that
one
thing
thing
destroyed a franchise. The only other one I can ever remember that was that bad was like the Atlanta thing.
That should have been 2.
And Atlanta melted down in the Super Bowl, and then they had to start moving on from everyone.
That hurt them for years.
But the Seattle thing, remember, they had to start getting rid of everyone over there because it was just so toxic.
The sad part of both those, New England got 2 more Super Bowls. So Brady's not going around just saying, I just have one hand. Now I got more than one handful. All right, hey, we've got 7 o'clock hour coming up here.
That's why Eli gets all that credit, because Brady was damn tough to beat in those games. There was nobody tougher to beat in those games than Brady.
Yeah, but Brady's sitting over in the sideline. Remember, they went right to a shot, him hugging, like he couldn't believe it either. Like, did they really just throw that ball where they did? They can't be. They can't be that stupid, can they? Well, maybe they can. Anyway, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on here on the show. We got some more mini camp stuff as the Dolphins get set for 3 days. 3 days mini camp this week. Go at it again next week, and then they're going to have some time off before camp starts up for real. Do want to talk to you about part of mini camp that we always talk about, who's healthy and who's not. We sure are lucky to have Baptist Health South Florida Sports Medicine Program. I always tell everybody when you start looking, and people ask me all the time, where do the pros go? And I know once I go enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Dolphins, all go to Baptist Health South Florida's Sports Medicine Program. It's one of the best in the country. You put together all-star lineup of specialists for the knee and shoulder and foot and ankle and hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement, Achilles doctors. They cover it all the injuries you and your family are going to go through. You know how this works. The longer and the more you play and you're competitive, it all equals injury on the way, because it just happens. That's just what it is, and we sure are lucky to have with that bad news. The good news is one of the best sports medicine programs in the country with 3 great facilities. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. My sources are telling me there's more on the way. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal for all of us every day. Let's get back out playing the sports you love the most, and Baptist Health South Florida can do it for you.
800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less of your price. You throw at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or at DoralKia.com. Starting with the Marlins, who took game one from the Nationals 7-3. Game two of the three-game series is tonight with the first pitch at 6:45 from Nationals Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who are set to begin mandatory minicamp in Miami Gardens. Minicamp is 3 days, ending on Thursday. And in the NHL, the Hurricanes will host the Golden Knights in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. The puck drops at 8. Time for your weather report, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. We are at 75 degrees at this current moment. Joe, there is no major rain in the forecast at the moment. We were spotty yesterday.
Careful, man. Careful this time of year.
I know.
You didn't say, but you didn't make the mistake of saying no chance of rain. So
slight chance of rain.
Yeah, always keep something.
It
only takes one.
Momentarily.
It only takes one little cloud.
Here.
It's got a little darkness to it, and bam, it's coming down. Yeah,
that's why we do an hourly update on the weather.
You're just. We
got rained out of. We had an outdoor basketball practice yesterday. We got rained out. It started raining late, but they moved us indoors, so we were good. But
so they make you play outside. But the backup plan is there's a gym close.
Well, I guess one of the other teams didn't show up or something, so they gave us one of the courts. But I had two back-to-back practices yesterday. So they have a league for 4-year-olds.
They have a what?
There's a basketball league for 4-year-olds, which somehow I ended up the coach of.
So the baskets must be about 4 feet high, or what are you doing there?
I think they're 6 feet high.
Wow.
And yes, they don't really pay attention most of the time.
Woody, so how's your patience with that?
Not great. Not the best, but I just I don't know how the games are going to operate.
I don't either, because most of them are just looking at each other and
they'd rather they wrestle with each other in the the layup lines or whatever.
What are we doing? That sounds like a babysitting service, not basketball.
Yeah.
Babysitting basketball.
There you go.
Wow. So let me ask, is Max into it, or is he kind of trying to figure the whole thing out too? That's
I mean, he plays, he tries, but I don't know. Into it is kind of a.
I'm guessing you were the only parent that said, "I'll be the coach." A couple of mothers, I'll help you. I don't know anything about this, but I'll help you. Tell me what you want to do.
Well, he saw that I was coaching the other team, and he asked me to coach his team. I couldn't turn him down.
Wow.
Yeah. At least Leon's my assistant.
Yeah. He must be coming home going, "Dad, this is going to be a long year."
Yeah.
Dad. It's gonna... Wow, Woody.
Yep.
Man. We're really starting things at 4. I understand going around soccer and the kids follow each other around and kick the ball.
Well, we did T-ball this past
How'd
season.
that go for a 4-year-old?
It's okay. I mean, it's like the way that they play is they let everyone hits, right?
We did that. I take that back.
Yeah, you did it, didn't you?
My
grandkids.
My grandsons were on the same team, and we did the 4-year-old team.
Yeah, I mean, there's no outs.
No, very seldom
hits.
The ball goes all the way through.
We don't do outs.
No, but the ball goes ground and goes by everybody.
Yeah.
And all the parents are telling Johnny, go get the ball. Johnny, go get the ball. Throw it in. And a lot of the kids are looking around and will come over and win snacks. And the whole thing.
They do. Yeah, they do the mid-game snacks.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, it's a good start.
Young, I guess.
Good start. Get out there, and we didn't have that.
Maybe you did. You just didn't know.
Maybe I don't remember. Yeah. Hey,
you were out there grinding at 4.
I will tell you, Woody, huge day yesterday, man. I don't think anybody saw that coming. We knew the A.J. Brown was going to happen to the Patriots. But boy, the Rams, Myles Garrett going to the Rams for Jared Verse and draft picks, obviously. And boy, the Rams it worked once now. They did it. Now they're one of the teams that said we're all in, and they won it. And then they told the world, hey, we can't afford to keep this, though, so we're going to have to tear it down. They start getting rid of guys, right? And they're going, oh, my God, they're going to be bad. They weren't bad very long. They got it flipped around. They had some great drafts. And they got, listen, great GM and a really good head coach. I know.
Say, where does that coach rank for you? McVay.
Right.
He's got to be right up there,
right
right?
there
I
at
mean,
the
he's
top.
really good.
He's really good. Not everybody likes him, but he's really good.
He seems to have a feisty personality, I guess, right?
They got good coaches out there.
He was going to go do TV for a little bit there, wasn't he?
I think he was threatening that,
Yeah.
and then they say one of the reasons they went all in to keep him strong. But that team is loaded. They also went out and got Trent McDuffie from Kansas City. So they're giving up draft picks going, we got this team right now. We think we'll be better in Seattle. We'll be better than the 49ers. And we can win this whole thing, including the MVP at quarterback signed up for another year. So they are going all in. Hey, I love it, man. I think it's great for the game that they figure out a way. And if it doesn't work, probably have to tear it down a little bit and got too many guys. They got a lot of guys making a lot of money. God bless them. However, they've manipulated that. Probably going to pay down the road, right? They're going to have to pay a little bit, but going all in on LA and star power and the whole deal. But boy, they got some good ones, man. They got some good stuff going on. By the way, Canes baseball team, I know yesterday's a rough one. I know yesterday is rough. I hope you feel a little bit better today because Florida State and Florida both out of their tournaments too. Neither one was able to win their regional at home. FSU goes down to St. John's, and Troy beats Florida twice. I could have sworn, didn't I see Troy was like 4 games over 500 in the regular season? And they beat Florida 16-11 and 10-2. We're talking about the great pitching. Oh, yeah, Florida's got great pitching. Well, must not be that good because Troy is moving on to a super regional. So anyway, I don't know if it makes anybody, for all the social media stuff back and forth between the Canes fans and the Gator fans, it really doesn't matter right now because
got to sting for FSU though. My buddies are like all in on this baseball thing because they know they have nothing else. Football season's around the corner now, and you can imagine being a fan of that.
Yeah,
that's not a good situation.
Are they that bad?
I would assume.
I mean,
I get my preseason poll that I get to do when I go up to that media day thing, and I think I put them at dead last year, and I think I ended up right.
Were they dead last?
Yeah, they must have been. They won 2-3 games.
Beat Alabama right off that. Remember, we thought they were going to have a great year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh my God, they're going to be really good, and then
not so much.
Just fell apart. Just
a shame.
Didn't go well.
Hate to see it.
Anyway, we got mini camp coming up, and we're going to have Kyle Krabs join us, and Pete Prisco going to join us with all this NFL news and who's kind of moving up. Boy, it's hard to imagine. The favorite's got to be the Rams right now, right? It's got to be the Rams. I know Seattle won it last year, but that division, 49ers coming off a great year, even with all those guys injured, were able to get some really good wins and almost won that division. Had that last game at home and lost, even with all those guys hurt. But anyway, we'll be talking to Pete Prisco about some of that stuff as well. And, we were just talking about this quarterback thing. We got into the Russell Wilson thing. And he's just truly not a very light guy for whatever reason, for a guy that ended up having a really good career. We can agree on that, right, Woody? Really good career.
Absolutely. There's no debating that. But again, like, where do you draw the line between really good career, excellent career, and Hall of Fame career?
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. Where do you draw that line?
Well, there's a bunch, and there's more on the way. We're going to see more and more guys. Look at right now, the guys that are playing in the NFL. We got 4 guys right off the top of my head that are going to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Well, the big 3 in the AFC, yeah.
Josh Allen may never win a Super Bowl. He's getting in.
Josh, Patrick, and Lamar.
Patrick Mahomes is going to go right to the top. He's going to be hanging with Brady at the top of that list. Nobody's going to argue with that. Lamar Jackson is screaming. Again, may never win the big one either, but he's got Hall of Fame numbers as a runner and thrower with the MVP award as well. And then There's a quarterback playing right now. We've just been talking about the Rams. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's putting up. Hell, he's sneaking up on 40 and winning MVP. Am I missing anybody else in that group?
Well, the problem is you start to get into like guys that are, I don't know, I guess above average, like, you know, the Dak Prescotts of the world. Like Dak Prescott's got, 36,000 yards, 243 touchdowns.
But have you ever noticed,
like, far from
every
over,
year people are saying you can't win the big games with Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's fair. I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers, slam dunk. Slam dunk. I missed him.
Okay.
He may go first time ballot.
Yeah.
And again, I
Not
get
like-
that I get, but he's getting in.
Got the one Super Bowl.
Can you imagine?
What about Joe Flacco? He's still playing.
I know.
Joe Flacco's
So
got
that's
to be
the
in that
other thing.
conversation, right?
There's such a shortage of quarterbacks. Like,
Joe Flacco has thrown for 48,000 yards and 272 touchdowns.
I'm going to say no, he's not going to get in.
Okay.
But there's like, you look at this. You just added some more guys. You're right on the money. There's like Aaron Rodgers getting in. Weirdo, whatever, make-believe world, this crazy stuff, and the smartest guy in the building and everything else. He's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Other guys that are probably going to be in that conversation, like
Joe Burrow.
What about Jalen Hurts? Like, when does he start to enter that conversation? He might win another one at least in his career. He's got a long way to go. Got a good team.
I think you got to wait a bit on Jalen. You got to see more.
Yeah.
Got to see more.
What about Sam Darnold?
Got to see a lot more. Got to see a lot more. That's all. I'm not saying that.
But those guys are probably going to, when it's all said and done, their numbers will be there.
Probably, because all these guys, Woody, we're going to see guys that are really good players that, like Russell Wilson, play to their late 30s. Aaron Rodgers now in his early 40s. I think, what is he, 42? Going to be 42 this year. Oh, man, it's crazy. And then look at the receivers. Look at the numbers guys are putting up at receiver. 5 or 6 years in your prime, you're talking 120 catches a year. So, yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder for the older guys, too, that didn't put up those kind of numbers as the game has changed the way it has.
Texter said Joe Flacco, Super Bowl MVP. How's he not in? Yeah, I would think he'd have to get in if we're doing this whole numbers.
So
deal.
you're saying if a guy gets a Super Bowl and wins MVP, that's good enough for his career, he gets in?
I don't know, man.
Well, I don't either.
I think you got to do the eye test a little bit more, but
are these guys all hurt that end up being backup / starters for years and years into back into their career? Joe Flacco's come off the couch like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And
it says something good about him, though, that people continue to want him.
Yeah, there's a shortage of quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know, but
there is. A couple guys get hurt, and they're going, go to Joe Flacco. First name you think of. He's still got a big arm. No, Joe Flacco he doesn't embarrass himself.
Yeah. Texter said, Joe, he said, I'm new at coaching here, talking about me. He said, at least build him up like you do John Eric Sullivan and Halfley.
Yeah.
Taking a shot at you there.
It's no shot. This has been refreshing for me. I don't know about you.
It has been. Someone asked, is Tyreek a Hall of Famer? Good one.
That's a good one.
What about Antonio Brown?
There's I know what you're thinking, all the good things you do on the field,
mm-hmm.
and then all the bad stuff you do, all the bad stuff,
Well, how are we doing this? Are we doing the person, the player, combination? Someone said, so Nick Foles gets in.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, that's
an
extreme example.
Trent Dilfer's getting in too, then. He won one too.
That's an extreme example. Another one to Eli Manning. Yeah, I mean, Eli Manning, like, to me,
he beat Brady twice.
Yeah.
That's on top of the resume. All right. I don't have all the answers, man. You guys all bring up.
I mean, I would have never chosen
points.
Eli Manning as like a guy.
But I will tell you,
starting quarterback. But
a lot of them get into that. I don't like him. I don't like I don't like him. And if you don't like him, it gets harder.
Well, don't answer on the question. Is Tyreek Hill a Hall of Famer? I don't think it's debatable he's one of the best to ever play that position.
No, one of the great deep threats of things that he did.
Yeah.
I just
Antonio Brown's in the same conversation
I
though,
know,
as far as one of the best to
Antonio
ever
Brown.
do it.
And I still got
long-lived,
a vision of him running off the field in New York.
Yeah.
And they go, "Where are you going?" And he was just, "I'm going AWOL again. I'm not happy."
The stuff in Vegas was wild.
Hey, man, we had something here that happened with Tyreek Hill that I never thought I would see. And I thought somebody was pulling a prank on me. We're up there a couple hours before the game. Guys are even starting to come out and warm up a little bit. The kickers are coming out. And somebody sends a text, and I go, very funny. It was a picture of Tyreek Hill on a sidewalk with a police officer over the top in front of the stadium. And I go, really? I mean, I didn't think it was funny. I go, Jimmy, look at this. He goes, oh, no, I'm getting it too. And then about that time, all hell broke loose. Woody, you ever seen a guy get arrested in front of a stadium?
That was a first.
Before the opener. But by the way, the other part of it that has to do with what we're talking about, he goes out and has an 80-yard touchdown to win the game in the comeback over Jacksonville. You cannot make all that up. After slammed on the ground, couldn't get out of the car.
Tyreek Hill and Antonio Brown, we've seen a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
The story with the lady with Tyreek is weird. Was Antonio Brown was the one that fought the movers, right? He got in a fight with some movers. Well, I got to tell you. Was he throwing furniture off a balcony? Was that him or Tyreek?
Yeah, no, that was
Antonio.
Antonio. But I got to tell you, Tyreek's done the most impressive thing I've ever seen. Somehow getting her, being able to carry her up the stairs to the bedroom. Yeah. And that's impressive. All right. Hey, listen, we got to go to break here.
That's a Hall of Fame move.
That's a Hall of Fame move right there.
Does that get him in?
She was injured, and he got her up there. Got her in the bed.
And he still performed.
And he still performed.
So that's got to be.
That's got to be Hall of Fame good stuff. That's good. You're a bad man, Woody. You're a bad guy. I was just gonna
I didn't bring up Tyreek. Someone asked about him, but Tyreek, Antonio Brown. There's a lot of guys.
I got to tell you, Tyreek's 2 years
nutty
were ridiculous. No question about it.
More than 2 years.
Two really good ones.
Yeah, those years in KC was.
But I'm saying he didn't.
Clearly, if you took all the other stuff out of the picture, it's not even a debate.
All right.
Right?
I don't know. I know.
He's clear. If we're going to do this eye test thing, he's clearly one of the best ever do
Omar.
it.
No. He had a gear and he had good hands and durable till this terrible injury that he had with the knee. Hey, we got to go to break here, Woody. We are running late on this no answer topic that we have here. I want to tell you about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Oh, I got to tell you, man. Chev's over there going, Joe, it's hurricane season, man. There's got to be urgency for people to protect their home. You never know. You never know during hurricane season when South Florida is going to get hit again, but you can protect your home with great products. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing would love to do it for you. We want to let you know a few things here real quickly. First of all, if it's because of money, you're going, we might wait another year. They got 100% financing and zero down. Not only that, no interest, no payments for a year. They got the roofing material. The roofing part of the company does tile, shingle, metal flat, and everything else, including roof repairs. They do that for you. And not only that, but Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. How about trying to help you so you can get this stuff done? They cover all of South Florida, take care of all the permits and HOA approvals. They have a staff that does nothing but take care of all that because that can be a real stressful thing. It's a true turnkey service for you. I just want to let you know, man, Loctite's doing it all for you. Licensed and insured contractor, the official windows and doors partner of the Miami Dolphins. And I want to let you know you can save big right now. So check it out. Give them a call or find out, text them and get it over there. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or you can call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff ready to answer all your questions and get the process started. As hurricane season is here, make sure you protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
here. We're giving away a soccer swag bundle valued at around $250 from Sinbad Sports, the Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale. For your chance to win, text the word Messi to 20357. That is Messi to 20357. For more information, WQAM.com is the place. This is a text contest. Message data rates apply. Please do not text and drive, Joe.
Yeah, we don't want you doing that, man. Don't be doing that. Hey, real quickly, we've got game one finally here tomorrow. Knicks at San Antonio. Really, and again, I don't care. I truly not a big fan of either team, but I think it's going to be a hell of a series. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, see who plays well and who doesn't. We just went through this whole Oklahoma City thing and saw what happens when your number one player and the MVP plays great but can't do it by himself and doesn't get any help. And how I got one for it. Karl Anthony Towns. How will he play? How will he play when he's going to get some shots packed? It's going to happen. If he shoots the ball inside and he takes it to the basket, by the way, there's a guy who takes a couple extra steps when he's taken this Euro thing to a new level, hasn't he, Woody? Going back and forth to his steps. Some of those are going to get packed. Yeah. And so I'm curious to see how he plays in this year. I think Brunson's will play. You're used to it. And then Wemby, how will he play in New York? That's going to be fun to watch at Madison Square Garden. Should be.
I'll get your official pick tomorrow.
2-2-1-1-1. Let's get it going, man.
Here on another day.
Yeah.
We got the hockey tonight, though. You like Carolina to win that series or Vegas?
Man, I like Vegas to win this thing.
Yeah.
I do. And both teams very, very impressive to get, obviously, where they are right now. Carolina's got to be glad to see Tampa Bay gone, and Panthers knocked them out there every year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably glad to see them a little banged up this year, man. I know you're coming back next year. And then on top of everything else, we got a lot of things going on here this morning. Quietly, this one happened in college football, and as you know, college football's got a lot of stuff going on. You're probably aware of the fact the NCAA never wins anything. Anytime something goes to court, it gets overruled, and the NCAA loses. And it's frustrating. By the way, it's frustrating, honestly. It's frustrating. A lot of conferences are frustrated, too, that the NCAA has just got zero power when we haven't. And we had another one here. This Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback at Texas Tech, who came clean. It went to rehab for gambling addiction. And they got all the information, and his attorneys are trying to get it overturned. It's in court right now. And to me, this is, I think most everybody agrees, like, the one rule, I don't care. You want to bet, you're a student, you want to bet on other sports that are going on, especially professional sports, is one thing.
No. I think we probably just say no go, right?
I'm just saying the worst thing you can do
is to bet on your own, yeah.
Bet on your own to win or lose.
But I think no gambling is probably the best route.
Yeah,
here.
but
we don't want to tempt people.
No, I agree. But the one that is you're out is, and the NCAA's got a sports betting page for the athletes to see what they can and can't do and what the penalties are for gambling. And it says it's permanent loss of collegiate eligibility when you bet on two things: on your team to win or lose, and sports at the school, because they all know each other. Talk about inside trading. How about that? You're going over to the basketball team, go, hey, we're a little shorthanded tonight, man. It's gonna be a tough one. You go place bets on that because all those guys know each other at school. So this guy broke it. He shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be allowed to play. And the lawyers, of course, are blaming the NCAA and said they've turned on the athletes. Their job, the NCAA is required to support and not punish athletes. They should be helping him. He did 35 days of rehab for a gambling problem he's had for a while, but he just, I'm sorry he's got a problem. I hope he's all right. I do. The mental health and the addiction and everything under the umbrella. But I got to tell you, man, you broke everybody knows. Whatever, rehab, I did it, but I should be forgiven. No, that's out. You're out. You're getting paid $6 million. I get it. And you want to collect as much of that as you can when you transferred to Texas Tech. But my God. And again, their job is to pour, the NCAA's picking on this poor kid who's gone through some tough times and now he feels better and he should be allowed to come back and play his last year of college football. No. So anyways, a 2-hour hearing, and now we're going to find out here in the next week or two how they're going to rule. Now, here's the interesting part. There's a good chance that judge goes to a lot of Texas Tech games. Lubbock is right there, right, Woody? It's right there in the backyard.
Yeah, it's where the school is, yeah.
So that guy, you don't think he's getting calls at night now that they know?
For corruption, Joe?
Hey, what do you think? Hey, man, we're big boosters here. You go to a lot of those games too there, Judge.
Yeah, he's probably got a good shot when that thing in his backyard
anyway.
there, yes.
I am actually surprised we haven't had more of this in college sports. We've seen it. We've seen dummies in the NFL and now professional basketball. But I'm really surprised. And everybody thinks they can get away with it. And but man, yeah, no sympathy, not for me for this thing. He should be out. You want to get in the supplement draft for the NFL? Go ahead. See, somebody can grab you and they can deal with it. By the way, the commissioner, what's he do with that? What's the NFL commissioner? They just gonna let him that was college gambling. You're good here. You haven't done any gambling here with us. No. Roger Goodell's not going to let that fly. Roger Goodell's like, you see what it is now. You get caught gambling, you're out. You're done.
Yeah.
Used to be 1 year. Now you're done.
As well you should.
Yes.
I just don't like this whole, it's legal now and it's on our phones. And, I don't like that excuse, right? Because you're going to bet, you're going to bet.
By the way, I did see that.
I'm just not a big fan of that whole excuse. But
Sorsby had the Hard Rock app.
Yeah,
it was one of the 19 that he had.
It's a good app.
I think when you're bad, you just have them all, right? And you got buddies going, hey, place a bet for me here. I want the one there. And
yeah,
nobody will catch us.
A lot of promotions probably coming his way. Yep.
All right, Woody, we got to go to break here, get caught up here. 3-day mini camp for the Miami Dolphins, and we'll be talking about that. We've got Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Pete Prisco's going to join us. We are going to talk about what happened yesterday in the NFL. My God, Myles Garrett, one of the great. By the way, he's going to Hall of Fame. Hey, he's going first time ballot Hall of Fame on really bad teams. He's going in. 23 sacks last year. I think he's got 125 now in his career and counting with a new contract. Hey, if you're looking for a truck that's built for Florida work or for Florida fun, head to your local South Florida Chevy dealers and check out the incredible Chevy lineup. If a rugged midsize truck is what you're looking for, Chevy Colorado is where capable meets comfortable. From the Colorado Custom to the ZR2, it's got the right tools to exceed your expectations every day. Or turn things up a notch with Chevy Silverado. From the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV with 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices, Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. Or step up the hard-working capability you can count on with the Chevy Silverado HD. Choose from the powerful LTZ with premium style and substance to match, or go to the biggest with Chevy Silverado HD High Country. Boy, I'll tell you what, gives you everything you could ever want. We got a truck perfect for you. So for your best Florida life, Chevy's got a Florida truck for you. Visit your South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, let's drive.
Dolphins mandatory minicamp starts today. We'll have the
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us today, my man?
Okay, Joe, I actually want to start with this because I promised a texter here I would ask you this, and if someone presents a predicament here that might get you riled up, I like to go with it. So texter 754 asks, would you rather Tua ball out or McDaniel lead Herbert to an AFC championship?
Which one?
What would you prefer to see happen?
What would I prefer? It would be Mike and Herbert to go to an AFC championship.
I knew you were going to say that was to me was an easy one.
That was easy
because you love Justin Herbert.
I do.
Mike, I don't think you have any bad feelings towards.
I don't think Mike's just no. I had no problems with Mike. I don't think Mike's got a bad bone in his body either. I really don't. I hope Mike looks back and realizes being one of the guys doesn't work. Because he didn't get another chance probably to be a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I see an opening here. I'm going to skip. I had this later in the headlines, but Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, God.
Is going to be 34, 33. He's going to be back with the Giants.
Yeah.
Behind him. He was here for a little bit.
He and his social media team were out in the parking lot doing some stuff here before the game, and then he made some of the best catches I've ever seen in warm-ups behind his back and over the top, and the social media people were able to, his people work for him, were able to get great shots. We paid him, what, $3.5 million?
Yeah,
right?
And I do recall, I think it was you that said he was going to have like 500 or 600 yards or something like that. I think you said his total. What do you end up with, 10?
You don't let things go.
No,
you don't let things go. I told you. I can't imagine getting a fight with your wife and you guys go at it and she goes, all right, he's going to bring up something I did that really, and you bring it up from like 10 years ago.
I just happen to remember that one. It was a
I
funny
did
one.
say that.
Yeah, you did. You remember it too. You're embarrassed by it. You don't want to.
I'm not embarrassed. I was just completely wrong. And then he ended up being just.
Good guy or no?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not here.
All right. We'll get some other stuff.
I'll tell you what, though. We got a lot of video of him behind the scenes working out all year.
Mm-hmm. Well, he obviously stayed in shape.
Stay in great shape to get ready for this. Had a great game in the flag football. Made some nice catches in the flag football game, the Brady flag football game.
That's good.
We'll see what he's got.
All right, Joe. NHL viewership has continued to rise here since the Olympics, and the conference finals increased nearly 50% year over year.
Really?
How about that? Both of the NHL's broadcast partners, ESPN, had the Western Conference Finals. That averaged 2.2 million viewers, up 44% over last year's Oilers and Stars. And then TNT, their conference finals, Carolina and Montreal, averaged 2 million viewers through its first 4 games. That was up 49% over Panthers and Canes of last year.
Can I tell you, I love TNT's pregame show.
It's fantastic.
Those guys.
Yep. ESPN has tried so hard to ruin the TNT guys of basketball, but they've done
the hockey
okay,
guys.
but...
The hockey guys, and by the way, for being the greatest player of all time, Gretzky fits in when he's on there. He is perfect. Just can have fun. He jokes around, and it's good. It's a really good show to get the combination of people. TNT's done a really good job. I didn't know how the Shaq thing was going to work when he took over and he got in there. It's been unbelievable. Shaq and Charles Barkley, all those guys, just whoever has vision to put those things together, those are good shows, really.
Well, here's another show, Joe. Pat McAfee is halfway through a 5-year contract with ESPN, and the reports are that negotiations are underway between the two sides on an extension. His current deal, which has ESPN license his show from noon to 2 p.m. each day, is reportedly worth $85 million. That expires in 2028.
Wow. I got to tell you, I didn't know how I was going to go with him on the college football show, right? That's been good, right? We like the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
what he has done, adding he with him coming in and getting out of Nick Saban, that relationship and what he's done for Nick Saban's personality and image, been fantastic. That's been, and then you got the other regular guys there. That show is.
You're saying it's tough to make Saban seem likable.
I'm saying that he made him likable because he can say stuff to him, and Saban can bust his chops back, and Saban laughs at him and stuff that he does. And then you still have, the same guys that have been on the show. It's got great chemistry. That show is, I didn't think that show could get any better on Saturday morning, and I like it. Now, McAfee might not be for everybody. He throws some S-bombs in there. I see ESPN change some of the rules on but they usually, you don't hear it, but you just named a couple really good shows.
And one more here, Joe, for you. Another athlete that is making a return. Serena Williams is coming back.
Wow.
Sent out a Nike ad that shows her on the court, and looks like she's going to make a return here. She said she was going to play doubles at some kind of tournament in Queens. I know you're against doubles, but looks like she is going to make a return. She's won 39 Grand Slams. She is 44, probably the best female athlete ever.
Right up there at the top, man. She ripped it. It's just 44 just tells you she got all the money she needs, right?
But this
She
is
and
a
her
good
husband.
story. It's been, listen,
It just tells you
a lot of black eyes for tennis the past couple of weeks. The French Open's been a disaster.
it has not been a disaster.
There's been a lot of
It's not a
controversy, a lot of
disaster.
bad stories coming out of it.
Are you being serious?
Partially.
Oh.
There have been some rough stories coming out of it.
Yeah, but
The guy attacking a
there's
ball
been some
girl.
great stories. These young kids have been unbelievable.
The
These
fight,
young
we had a
guys.
near fight.
Oh,
during
my
one of the
gosh.
matches.
Some of that stuff's good for the sport. Some of that
Actually,
stuff.
not a terrible idea.
Some of that stuff.
You say let them fight.
I didn't say let them fight, but arguing and disagreeing, especially since they don't have a system that makes calls, so they're getting a lot of them wrong. Asking humans to still make calls in today's world of all this high technology, great stuff we have. Why would you just take a shot at everything? Is that?
No, just tennis.
Oh, you can't play. That's why. I forgot. You don't have the ability. I forgot I played with you once, and that's the last time you played because you'd have to get in shape to play a little bit. All right.
You're very aggressive out there.
I mean, you just sit and rip the French Open that it's been bad. It's been really good. Fonseca beating Djokovic was fantastic. It was a great match.
Fonseca's still in it?
Yeah.
Oh, he is? Oh.
Got two 19-year-olds still alive.
All right. Maybe it'll end on a high note.
You're not going to watch anyway. You're just going to read about it.
You're going to tell them watch a 6-hour match?
5.
Probably not.
I got to tell you, they are.
I don't even know if I watch a 5-hour football
But
game.
they hook you in. Like the next thing you know, it starts at 2, and I'm sitting there looking at my wife. I go, it's 5 o'clock. We're still watching this match.
Yeah, those are 2 meal matches.
Tiafo last night. Tiafo played this guy, and they were both ready to puke and pass out. I mean, it went full-blown 5, man. Every shot, another guy'd make it. Guy would come. It was just incredible.
It was 5:36 exactly.
Look at that. Thank you, bud. All day, Dan Day, my man.
We just switch these to best of 3.
Will you just stop?
We got to do it. We got to do it, man.
You just stay with the kid. You know what? I think
we got to switch these
I
to
think
best
this
of
is
3.
good. You're coaching 4-year-olds and
I think everybody would agree that
7 or
the
8-year-olds.
best of 3 makes it just moves a little quicker. It's just better for the sport.
All right.
I think everybody would agree on that.
Let's change tradition. Yeah. Well, you speak on so many on behalf of so many tennis fans. It's great. I really appreciate that.
You want to bring technology into this great tournament. I mean,
what's wrong with
can't have it both ways, bro. If you want to bring in the tech, why don't we shorten the matches while we're at it?
Hey, man, we got the lines. We got lines figured out, everything except Clay. Can't figure out the damn lines or trust them to do it. French Open's got to catch up to the world, man. 8 o'clock hours coming up. Kyle Krabs, probably not playing tennis. Host of Locked on Fins podcast and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports, going to join us coming up. We'll get into. Yeah, man, I'm liking everything going on, considering I know what to expect. And by the way, these players straight shooting, man. Jeff Halfley, John Eric Sullivan. We'll talk to Kyle Krause about that and the team going forward here as we get towards the end of the offseason. And then a little break, and we're back. Right now, I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. 30 years of experience getting you approved quickly, getting you the best rates, getting that money, whether you need a second mortgage, whether you need your first-time home buyer, and you want the lowest rates and you want very little money down that you've saved up to still be able to get that first home. Michael Kotze's got a great program for you. I do want to tell you about the reverse mortgage, more popular than ever. If you and your spouse are 62 or older, you qualify. And like a lot of people 62 and older, you've been in the same home for a long, long time. You got a lot of equity in that home, and you could really use it as you get closer to retirement. Well, let Michael Kotze, one of the many specialties he has. Hey, as far as that goes, debt consolidation, you need cash, HOA costs going up, insurance rising, and all of a sudden you're using your credit card to pay your bills. That's not good. Interest rates way too high. Let Michael Kotze get you straightened out again. Man has no life. He's always working 7 days a week. You can call or text him. Somebody said yesterday, I called him and he didn't get back to me. Call or text him. 561-441-2730. This guy is all about great service. 561-441-2730 MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. Always pay less for your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Marlins, who took Game 1 from the Nationals 7-3. Game 2 of the three-game series is tonight with the first pitch at 6:45 from Nationals Park. And the game can be heard right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who are set to begin mandatory minicamp in Miami Gardens today. Minicamp is 3 days ending on Thursday. And in the NHL, the Hurricanes host the Golden Knights in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. The puck drops at 8. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Still in the high 70s right now. Scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins and NFL Antlers for A to Z Sports, joins us this morning. Kyle, down the stretch we go, man. A few mini camp days left here, and then a little bit of break, and then we'll all be out there watching to see what it looks like in the late July, early August. But I do want to ask you, it's funny, everybody got a little different take, and now we've, after a couple of OTAs and mini camps, talking about what the team has and doesn't have. But I just think before everybody goes and makes changes and decides what we have at every position, don't we have to put pads on and go through some practices before? I think this is going to be the core of what they build it around, don't you?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. And just look at on the offensive side of the ball, and their talking point has been we want to run the ball. We want to be successful running the ball when other teams know we need to run the ball. So these are all parts of a jigsaw puzzle that you got to fit together. And, you know, any individual standalone part of it, it's hard to assess as compared to getting everything layered together and putting pads on exactly like you said. So there's a lot of new faces and a lot of young players. So judging and hitting the panic button here as we turn into early June, I think the time to hit the panic button on some of these spots is if you get bigger bodies of work, you get into August and early September and you don't see growth and improvement and things that are cohesively fitting together. That's, I think, when it's time to really hit the panic button.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I think a lot of this is going to be on the coaching. It goes back to coaching and schemes to get the most out of the talent that you have. I think is going to be huge, and how quickly these guys can figure out what they're doing. I've been trying to be careful, and I went out there and the passing game was terrible the day I was out there. It was really bad. And they were throwing it every down. There was no running the ball. It was just drop back and either dump it off or try to throw it down the field. And it wasn't very good. But I also realized no running game and no threat of Malik Willis running and trying to throw the ball around. He's got a big arm. That's not a problem. Not to read into it too much. How are you treating the whole thing about people worried about the edge and our defensive ends and outside linebackers and the pass rush combination and the wide receivers? Do we have enough? Is it too early before we start pushing the panic button for you?
Well, I think we have to enter any one of these conversations with an acceptance that 60% of your salary cap accounting this year is players not on the team, right? So
right.
This is a year in which you're not maximizing what you are allotted to spend because you are transitioning away from a lot of expensive players. So the byproduct, and we've seen this, a whole bunch of young players, a whole bunch of unproven talent. That's going to lead to a great deal of inconsistency and growing pains. But to your point about the coaching is all about problem solving, right? What do we have? What do we not have? What are we at risk of? How do we address those risks, and how do we attack with what we have, what we think we can have success with against somebody else, and what their situation is? So, yeah, when you start playing games, I think it's a major assessment year for the coaching staff to see what kind of plans they come up with. How do they problem solve if they don't have enough on the edge?
Right.
How do they problem solve if they have struggles and issues with getting separation on the perimeter? Like, those kinds of issues are going to manifest because 61% of your salary cap is players not on the team this year. And how do you try to solve those problems, and how much success do you have when you try to solve those problems? Like that for me is like the core of what this season is going to be all about, on top of young players and them getting better week over week.
So it's really frustrating, and I get the writers have jobs to do, and I'm not taking shots, and I don't want to fight with anybody over there that's might be upset, but they got to write stuff every day, and I know that. And they got to write what they see, and it doesn't look the way you want it to look yet. And
Yep.
you know, you're hoping it was going to look better than it does right now. But I agree, man. I mean, they've been very honest. Hafley and John Eric Sullivan have been very honest about, without taking shots at the team, because they're excited about their young guys. But you take away more than half your money is dead cap money right now, and you're limited on what you can do. And you're going to have some of these guys are going to have to be role players and play a part. And when you can't get a rush, you're going to have to blitz. And you might have to blitz more than you really want to blitz to get there if somebody's chewing you up. So, yeah, I think this is all part of the plan here right now of trying to figure out what you have and you don't have. And listen, man, I said this yesterday to Omar the day before, that, hey, our coaches, our assistant coaches, like Austin Clark is going to stay super positive on everybody. I was with him walking one morning. Oh, no, you just got to give them time. They're going to be great. And he's getting better. I see his hand movement getting better. And I go, you know, these coaches are just made up of, doesn't matter what you give me, I'm going to coach them up. They're going to be good, right? That's their makeup.
Well, yeah, and there's a larger conversation about process versus results, and sports is generally a results-based industry. But if you're in the weeds of it day to day, you can ask almost anybody, and I'm sure you've had these experiences. Like, you got to be focused on just controlling what you can control.
Right.
You got to be focused on, how do I go about my day to day, instead of hanging my entire identity and success and failure on what happens in just the game, because there's another six and a half days throughout the course of the week that is going, if you're so focused on that 4 hours in the afternoon on Sunday, it's going to affect everything else that you do. And now you're not going to get better as a player, or you're not going to get your players better as a coach. So this season as a whole, you know, there's been all kinds of talk about the schedule, and all kinds of talk about the salary cap, and all kinds of talk about the talent on the team. It's a year that it's about process. It's how do you establish how the guys go about their business? How do you teach the technique and fundamentals? You know, you're kind of limited as far as what your resources were this offseason. Some guys are going to latch onto that, and they're going to make a leap. And that's the exciting part of this season.
Right.
Some guys might not make a leap, and then you kind of understand where you need to continue to invest, and it'll give you clarity on what it needs to look like in the future.
Yeah. By the way, that's a very good point. We're going to have some guys just flat out don't work out. There's no question. We're not hitting 100% on this whole group, and it's going to be obvious not only to us, it's going to be obvious to every fan out there, like, we're not good enough in that area. And people will write about it when it counts, because the games will count no matter how good you are. They're going to talk about you. Once you're playing against other regular players and it's in a regular season, then we're going to go, okay, he's not good enough, or he's getting better and he looks great. So yeah, it's just different, and it's different for all of us, because I don't know, even when Brian Flores is here, if we went through anything close to this. You agree?
I think the 19 teardown, certainly maybe you didn't have the salary cap implications, but that 18 team, it was like your two leading receivers, your leading rusher, your quarterback, your top offensive lineman, your two leading sack guys, your leading tackler. It was like Robert Quinn, Cam Wade, Kiko Alonso, Laramie Tunsil, Kenny Stills, Kenyon Drake, Ryan Tanner. Like, it was a pretty extreme reset. Maybe the dollars involved weren't as extreme, but I think the exodus of that team, I think this team has a better starting point as far as building blocks and talent than what the 19 team did.
Let me ask you, it's hard to do because it's been the number one topic here because they don't have pads on, so I'm kind of not all over the pass rush and being able to stop the run outside and all those things that people are going to be worried about when we put pads on. And I understand that. But right now, it is time, the way that what the things they're allowed to do in OTAs and mini camps is throw the football and nobody's hitting you, so you can go after it pretty good, not worry about getting hit. So we kind of look at the receiver room. And do we have enough? I know the upside of the rookies, they get a hall pass. One guy's not even going to be back maybe till the second half season. The other guy has just got to get better and learn the new system and stuff. But with the group we have coming back, plus a couple veteran free agents, do we have enough? Do you feel like there could be enough to get through this season with that group and have some success?
I think you could probably look at a six of Malik Washington, Tutu Atwell, and Jalen Tolbert as the veterans, and the three rookies that they drafted. And maybe Chris Bell starts on the pup, or maybe they keep him on the 53 and put him on IR because they think however you want to tackle that strategy with a player coming off an injury, right? Like maybe you get a seventh name because one of them starts on the reserve list. I think you can make an argument that group you can roll with and have them learn with Malik Willis and grow with Malik Willis throughout the course of the season, and then see what it looks like when you've played 17 games. Would you like to have more of a definitive, quote unquote, bucket getter against man coverage, somebody who can just route guys up? I certainly think that's something that you would look at this group that's assembled, and that's a question that you have if any of those guys are ready to be that. So I wouldn't necessarily look at it and say, yeah, I love that they're done here. Let's just roll with these guys. But also there's, that it was reported that they had interest in Juwan Jennings in free agency out of San Francisco. He lands in Minnesota, but he signed for 8 with incentives up to 13. Like they're never going to be in that market this year with what their dollars are. So it might have to be the group. And then if that's the case, then the running game and building the passing game with the play action off the running game, and what Malik Willis can do to create outside of structure to help encourage coverage breakdowns and for guys to find open space. Those, I think, are the two elements that can help you mask. But we've become so acclimated to third foot hits the back of the drop and the ball is out, right? That's become the standard that we've come to expect. But there are some offenses that allow and need their guys to create a little bit more. And I think that's how it's going to have to go, especially this year, because I don't know how many in-structure timing routes you're going to have guys where guys are obviously winning unless you're just out-scheming guys every single week.
Yeah. I'm really excited about the defensive lineman inside and the potential improvement of Kenneth Grant, and not only him, but Jordan Phillips, who just looks fantastic. Everybody's been raving about his jump here early on in his second year. But I think we're going to get a lot more out of this second year of this draft than I originally thought with this group. I think Trader's going to have a big role. I think right now he's your number one safety back there, and he's acting like it. He's been with Minkah Fitzpatrick all offseason. He's been around. So I just think there'll be a lot of guys. You're talking about the big jump. I think a lot of it's going to come from last year's draft class.
Yeah, it's kind of the sweat equity that those guys put in and the struggles that they had last year. Even if you get a little more than half of those guys that take a monumental leap, like some of them will take a monumental leap, some of them will take a small leap, and some might not take a leap at all. And if you can go above the average kind of curve on how those guys on average across the league distribute, it's going to be really meaningful for you to look at this roster 6 months from now and feel like you have some answers with guys that you feel better about being either impact starters or reliable starters or a reliable role player in sub-package groups who also play special teams. So, yeah, I think that's a good call out with the two Maryland guys, Trader and Jordan Phillips. They seem like the ones that are getting a lot of rave reviews. They got rave reviews last summer about their professionalism as young guys and how they go about their business. And it's not a surprise to kind of hear that those two guys are taking the reps from last year and are ready to potentially catapult that into big second seasons as starters.
Is it fair that we talk so much about Chop Robinson year 3, Kenneth Grant year 2, number 1 pick, and Savaiya Naya at right guard, that obviously those are 3 high picks that we really need to work out? I don't care who drafted them. We need those guys. They've got some playing time and need to take the next jump. Do you feel good about all 3 of them?
I feel good about each one of those guys being wired in a way or having enough physical ability to make a leap. I think for Chop, it's about kind of rounding out his skill set and potentially being in a scheme that's a little bit more aggressive up front as compared to being gap control and controlling the line of scrimmage. I think if you can let him attack more, you'll get some more consistency. But he does need to flesh his game out as a whole. And then Kenneth and Jonah are two guys that certainly seem like they're wired the right way. That they have the physical ability to be anything that they want, right? And I think all three of those guys, I understand why there's such a microscope on them, because you have to go back to like 2021 for the last time that the Dolphins had the kind of investments that they ended up making in 2 first-round picks in Grant and Chop, and then what they traded, because they traded 98 to go up and get Jonah, right?
That's
like they had that 2-year gap where, they picked Waddle and Phillips in 21, and then in 22 and 23, that was all veterans, all those premier picks. They either got stripped of those picks or those were premier picks. So you had this like 3-4 year wait to get premium investments back, and those are the guys that are in-house from those picks. So yeah, there's a big time microscope on them. I understand why that is. I think they all have what they need to be very successful NFL players, and I'm excited to see what they do with their chances this year. But the grace period might not be super long because the guys that pick them are not the guys that are here.
No, that's true. I didn't draft you. They did. Exactly. Well, anyway, it's going to be an interesting one to watch, and from top to bottom. But I will tell you, the structure of it with the new GM and head coach, I love it. I can't say enough. Straight shooting, hard work, cleaning it up, and let's go out and compete, and that's it. Not worry about other stuff. Not here about anything on or off the field, just playing football right now. That has been really refreshing, and I just feel like every time Hafley and John Eric Sullivan talk, you're getting like straight talk. Whether you're a fan, us, the players, it's coming out straight, man. You're like, okay, I may not like what I'm hearing, but I know where you're coming from, and I know the mess. I feel like they've educated us on the issues that they have, and they've had to overcome without ripping anybody. They've been very professional, but and listen, it's not where we want to be, right? I mean, after all these years, but at least it's nice to feel like, and they cleaned house. They had the list out. I know you saw it yesterday to see all the new faces. And by the way, the guys that John Eric Sullivan thought were good, he kept, which I got no problem. Like, okay, I saw you work it over the last few months. You're my kind of guy. He didn't just go, nah, you got the smell of Chris Greer, get out of here. So nicely done, man. It was nice to see with the names that came out. What'd you think?
Yeah, it's I think as far as this leadership group, it's just been a presentation of fact. You can present facts and you can present things candidly and clearly and honestly, like you said, without turning it into something bigger or taking shots at anybody or whose fault it is or all that stuff. It's just
that's our job. That's not.
This is where we're at. This is what we got to do. And this is why we're doing it. And you have everything that they've talked about since January. You have seen tangible efforts to follow through on, from getting better space against the salary cap, right? And the hardest part of that is over. And as of today, they get the reimbursements from Bradley Chubb and Tua Tagovailoa post-June 1st releases from back in March. So the hard part there is over. Getting more draft capital. We saw the follow through there, getting younger, drafting by volume, all this stuff. Devon A. Chan's a cornerstone building block. We want to extend him. They've done that. Yeah. So I think all that follow through has been great. And it was one of the things I was interested. I asked John Eric Sullivan about that at the NFL Combine about transitioning midway through a draft cycle with somebody else's regime and folks that were scouting for different criteria, or they used a different language. And I was really impressed by his answer, because his answer was, it all comes back to me. Like, it's all my responsibility to communicate clearly so that everybody has a clear expectation of what I am looking for.
Right.
I love that answer from him. And I thought that was great insight as far as, that's a tough spot for everybody to be put in, to have one guy at the top who's responsible for it. He leaves in November. The new guy comes in January, and in 3 months we got to do a draft, and we're going to pick a dozen players. Right? That's a lot on everybody.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, really appreciate it, Kyle. Thank you so much, man. Talk a little bit about this. We'll have a lot more over the next few days, buddy. Take care.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe.
Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Right now, I want to talk to you about something very important, your mental health. How are you doing with it? If you're struggling, don't feel like the Lone Ranger. I've had my own issues. Dr. Barry can help you, though. That's what I'm here to tell you, man. Recovery Unplugged. I want you to get your mental health back out, important to you, in front and center, to take care of it. Make it a priority for yourself. Recovery Unplugged's mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is your private sanctuary to reset. Dr. Barry and the team blend expert care with music-based healing in a beautiful, comfortable space in Fort Lauderdale. What a nice place. Went and spent time with the counselors, saw some of the programs for a few hours. Amazing. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. If you're off the road a little bit and struggling, depressed a little bit, some things have happened in your life. Your marriages don't work. We lose jobs. Things like that have happened. But recoveryunplugged.com, check them out. Let's heal out loud, even in June.
Game 2 of the Marlins series with the Nationals in D.C. tonight. Listen to it here. First pitch at 6:45. We get started with Marlins on deck at 6. Catch the fish here. FM 104.3 WQAM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
You know they locked in. Let's go.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider with thousands of 5-star reviews.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation. Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Soccer fever is here, and it's taking over Rick Case Kia this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come enjoy the fun and step up for your chance to kick a goal and win $10,000 cash. That's right, one big kick can score you big money. Plus, Rick Case doubles the nationwide factory warranty on every new Kia purchase because they treat their customers like their best friends. Stop by Rick Case Kia on Sunrise Boulevard at Sawgrass. Catch the fever, the fun, and the great deals. RickCaseKiaSunrise.com. Rick Case is the place.
Whoa, okay. This one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Huh. The T-Mobile one says their customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years. And their latest experience plans have Netflix included, plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. Oh, yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now or...
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. And right now, bring your phone to T-Mobile and we'll give you $400 when you switch.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison includes discounts, credits, and optional charges. $400 with new account on qualifying line. Unlock device credit ported 90+ days with device and carrier, and timely redemption required. Virtual MasterCard typically takes 14 weeks. No cash access and expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey guys, it's Tobin for the best dry cleaning in South Florida. Use our friends over at A&T Dry Cleaners, and it's summertime, friends. And you know your hopes are to take a vacation and go into it with laundered and clean clothes and not have to worry about it when you come back all relaxed. So let A&T Dry Cleaners handle all of it for you. They have a seamstress on site if your clothes are too big, too small, too long. A&T Dry Cleaners can help them fit perfectly again with alterations and can do same-day sewing. Just call or text our friend Ara today at 954-610-9383. And you mentioned Tobin and Leroy, 25% off your order. A&T Dry Cleaners, serving all of South Florida for over 40 years.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of West Kendall. Your home for the best price on luxury. Now featuring the all-new Lexus TX 3-row SUV in stock and on sale now.
That is Messi to 20357. For more info, go to WQAM.com. This is a text contest. Messages and data rates apply. Do not text and drive. And we also have our Marlins giveaway here, Joe, to see your hometown Giants.
Oh, the Giants come to town, even if they're not very good right now.
That's okay. We got a 4-pack of tickets. We'll go caller number 5, 305-567-0560, and we will get you in. A lot of good stuff coming up at the ballpark.
They got great promotions,
great
by the way.
promotions.
They truly, one thing about that team gets great promotions. And by the way, you got the kids and looking for something to do with while everybody's out of school, man. Take the family out and walk around a little bit and catch a baseball game. Not a bad way to go. Speaking of that, the old Marlins got a nice 7-3 win last night as stopped that 5-game losing streak. 2 more with Washington, coming back home for a weekend series with Tampa Bay, followed by Arizona. So Sandy Alcantara gets a win last night. Otto Lopez with 3 hits as well. We got Pete Prisco, senior NFL columnist for CBS Sports, going to join us. I got to tell you, yesterday was crazy. June 1st, and they're going to be cap relief for teams and with dead cap money and all the things. I don't think anybody saw the Myles Garrett. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the insiders did. Myles Garrett traded to the Rams. And by the way, didn't give up exactly, a guy that's a bad player. Jared Verse, a really good player, rookie of the year not too long ago. So he gets in that deal, and obviously because Myles Garrett is the best defensive player in football right now, because of that, they had to give up some draft picks as well to Cleveland. So Jared Verse and a bunch of draft picks go to Cleveland, and A.J. Brown is going to the Patriots. And that's it's a good pickup for them, man. Good pickup. He's back with his head coach from their Tennessee days, and Romeo Doubs, who they signed in the offseason. I like Romeo Doubs. I like him as that rotation of receivers that Green Bay has always played with, right? Kind of across the board. Everybody has 30, 40, 50 catches in there, and he was one of those guys. And so those will be the receivers. They got real good tight ends, and so kind of curious to see what the Patriots will look like. And the news of Russell Wilson looks like he could have been a backup quarterback for probably a few more years, but he said, looks like he's going to go to CBS and join the pregame show and end up having, numbers-wise, a nice career for himself. Very, very interesting guy to really break down, because I know through the years guys haven't liked him. Terrible look deciding he wanted an office up with the coaches and away from the players. Just a really, really stupid, I'm guessing if Russell Wilson had that over, he'd probably go, I'll just keep the locker down with the other guys. Probably a good idea. Would have made things a little bit better for sure. All right. Hey, listen, we got to take a quick break here. We got Pete Prisco going to join us here in about 7 minutes from now. We'll talk to him. I do want to take a moment, though. It's hot out there, and you know what? We start running those air conditioning units real hard, and I know you got to make that call sooner or later. One thing's guaranteed this summer. You will have to call an air conditioning company. As hot as it is, your air conditioning unit, I don't care what the age is, it will break down. And the question is, and this is the problem, a lot of air conditioning companies get really bad reputations for not doing good work, not being on time, not knowing what they're doing, telling you one thing when it's another that needs to be done. and all kinds of things that really frustrate people about the air conditioning business. Well, you won't have that problem with President Melissa De Verona and Chill Zone Air Conditioning. She wants to let you know that she takes the phone calls. She handles everything. All her crews and all the trucks that go out every day have been with her for a long, long time. They've got a lot of experience. They're going to be on time. When they tell you a price, it's not going to be a surprise. And the service is just fantastic throughout South Florida. They cover it all, whether it's installing a new air conditioning unit, fixing the one you have, duct cleaning, or anything else, any kind of repairs. They're going to be there for you, Chill Zone Air Conditioning. If you're ready for a change and ready to try somebody else and deal with the president, how many presidents of companies in air conditioning can you deal with every day? Melissa's going to be there for you. She's been in the business for a long, long time, ready to make sure you have a great experience and get your problems taken care of. Call 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. ChillZoneAC.com. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning.
WQAM broadcast.
It is time to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale, one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, and good friend of ours here at the show, Pete Prisco, senior NFL columnist for CBS Sports, joins us. Pete, well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't expecting yesterday. I knew we were expecting A.J. Brown to go to the Patriots, but I didn't see the other one coming. Did you see Myles Garrett getting traded to the Rams?
No, I didn't see him getting traded to the Rams, but in fact, I thought the A.J. Brown deal was actually a precursor to the fact that the Eagles were going to try and get him. And so maybe the Rams got word of that. Who knows? But I did think the Browns were interested in trading him in large part for a couple of reasons. One, he's not there. He hasn't been around. They got a new coach. He wasn't happy when Jim Schwartz was let go and didn't get the job. And he's getting up in the years, and they're rebuilding. And so Myles Garrett set the single-season sack record last year. The Browns weren't very good.
Yeah.
So why not trade him, get some assets for him, try and rebuild? And I think they're targeting quarterback next year. So now they have even more assets to go get the quarterback they want.
Hey, yeah, so it's interesting. We've seen the Rams do this before, loaded up, and they won a championship. But they also made it clear afterwards, like, hey, we can't keep this thing going. We got to clean it up. We got money problems. Is this a one-shot deal because they've added Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson and now Myles Garrett, or can they keep this group together for a few years?
Well, they also have to, give a lot of contract extensions to some of the younger players too. Puka Nacua, now whether they do that or not remains to be seen because of what's going on with him off the field and some of the issues he's had. But Puka Nacua, you also have, the two young defensive linemen that you drafted,
damn good,
Kobe Turner and those guys, and Young, they have to get extended. So, they're going to have to extend some of the younger players. But the reality is, if they go for it and win it, nobody will care.
Nope.
If they go for it and don't win it, then you're going to have some issues. But, he's done a really good job. And I go back to that 2023 draft. They retooled because of that draft. They loaded up. I mean, they got Young, Turner, the two starting tackles, both offensive tackles, both came in that class, and then they got Nacua. So if you draft well, you can overcome going for it. If you draft poorly and go for it and don't get it, then you're going to have big problems.
All right, so the third story we've been talking about this morning is Russell Wilson. Looks like he's going to go to the CBS pregame show, and I look at his numbers, and I go, wow, Pete, are those Hall of Fame numbers that he put up, both running the football as well as passing? I know the last few years have not gone well for him. I know his image is not great either with a lot of players. What do you think of Russell Wilson? Where's he end up?
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
And then again, I go back to when he won the Super Bowl, they had the number one ranked scoring defense in the league 4 straight years. The only other team to do that was the 50s dynasty Browns. I mean, and so you won a Super Bowl with him, not because of him. Then he had that really good year after that kind of Legion boom went away, and then he kind of went off a cliff. So I think the body of work, to me, doesn't make him a Hall of Fame quarterback. It makes him a Hall of Very Good quarterback, but not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I know we were talked about that earlier this morning with all these guys at wide receiver and quarterback just putting up these stupid numbers in today's game, trying to figure out who should get in and who won't get in and all those things down the road that.
You know what, though, Joe? The passing numbers in the last couple years, and I'm actually working on some stuff on this, have gone way down because offensive coordinators in the NFL have become chicken. They become scared. And they let defenses dictate to them now rather than dictating to them. And so I think it's time. And I'm actually going to go talk to some coordinators around the league about how do you take it back?
Yeah.
And I have my theory on it. I think the old K-gun offense that Buffalo ran at times needs to come back in vogue a little bit. By that, I mean, you can't allow defenses to rotate on you late in a play clock when you can't get out of the play you're in. And we see that all across the league. It's become a major problem. And defenses have taken the league back, and it's time for offensive coaches to quit sitting on their hands and go back at them And I think this might be the year that they do that.
You know, it's funny because when you were talking about that, so I always say this, Dan Marino was not afraid to throw an interception if he had a chance to beach on a deep play. And if he thought he could get it in there nobody loved big plays more than that guy. If he got the right guy in the right matchup, he was going for it. And listen, he had some times where he'd throw a pick, and sometimes they get run back, but it never fazed him throughout the game. He's going to end up putting up big, big numbers because of that. And you're right, man. We're like a turnover lasted for him, and you look back at Elway and those guys, they threw a lot of interceptions too.
Well, and Joe, I mean, if you go back to the single season, completion percentage has become like a number that people love. And I'm like, let's go back to completion. I'm going to give you of the 20 all-time single season completion records. Ready?
Yeah.
2 is number 3. Jared, this is from, what year was that? That was 2024.
Right.
2 is 3rd. Goff is 4th. Drake May is tied for 5th. Baker Mayfield, 8th. Aaron Rodgers from 2020's 10th. Joe Burrow, Geno Smith, Joe Burrow, Jake Browning, and Deshaun Watson is 22nd. So of the 22 highest ranked individual single season completion records, you got about 12 or 13 of them from the last 5 years. So completion percentage has gone up, yards per attempt has gone down, and these coordinators live in a world now, and you talked about the interceptions, where they're happy if their guy throws for 204, 1 and none, rather than 355, 3 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just, that's where we are in this game.
No question. No question about it. I know another one, talking to Danny about this. Hey, man, 2nd and long, blitz, you guys call bad play. He's throwing up in the stands. He lives for 3rd down. He was not looking. He wasn't worried about percentages of completions and stuff. He's worried about 3rd down, beating you on a potential play to keep a drive going or score a touchdown, to your point. Hey, I do want to ask you about besides the Rams and the Seahawks and the 49ers. Boy, what a division that looks like. Are the 49ers still have a chance to be as good this year to you as Seattle and the Rams?
Well, Shanahan's such a great coach. As long as those stars are on the field, he does. But remember, they got decimated. When you're a star-laden team, and they are, and the stars aren't there, you're not going to win. And that's what happened last year. I mean, Trent Williams missed time. George Kittle missed a ton of time, and now he's coming off an injury. Bosa missed almost the entire year. He's coming off a major injury. Their 1st-round draft pick tore his ACL during the season. Warner got hurt during the season. So you add it all up, and all of a sudden your stars aren't there, and you're a star-laden team, you're going to have problems. So if the stars are on the field and Shanahan's coaching, the 49ers are going to be right there with them. They're going to be tough to beat, and Purdy needs to stay on the field as well. Even though Mac Jones did some good stuff last year, Purdy's a much better player. But, yeah, that division's brutal. Wouldn't you hate to be the Cardinals?
No.
I mean, my God, every week in the division's a war.
That's a brutal one. I agree. I want to ask you about, speaking of West, AFC West. Does Kansas City, I don't see it, but everybody else does, that they're going to make this big bounce back with and overtake the Chargers and have a chance at the Broncos. Do you see it that way?
I think they're going to be right there with them. I do.
Wow. Okay.
And here's why. I think their defense will be really good. I think what they've done in the offseason on defense to really improve that group, and they had a great draft. I love their draft. And you get the top corner, you get, the defensive lineman, Peter Woods, who I think is going to be a really good player, and you get R. Mason Thomas, who I think is going to be a star pass rusher. You combine that with what you had there, I think they're going to be much better on defense, and I think the offensive line will be better than it's been. So what do you get? You get Mahomes easing himself back in because, they're talking about, he's ahead of schedule, but this. You've had a knee injury and played football. When you have knee injury and you play football, until you have people diving around your leg or coming at you, you have no idea how you're going to react. So we won't know about him until week 1. But provided he's close to where he was, I think early in the season it might be defense and run game that helps them. And then as he gets more comfortable with where he is and coming off that knee injury and he gets back to being Mahomes, then I think they're going to be really good. So I do think they're going to be a good football team.
Hey, Pete, before I let you run here, I want to ask you, you live here in South Florida, so you followed the John Eric Sullivan, general manager for Dolphins, and now Jeff Hafley, as they put this thing back together with very limited amount of money from all the cap dead space money that they had to get rid of. What are your thoughts on those two?
So far, I like what they've done. I really do. I think they're moving in the right direction. Obviously they got to decide if the quarterback's the long-term answer or not, and that'll be decided this season. But I thought they had a really good draft. I think, you got to clean up books. That's tough to do. They supplemented the roster with some veterans that'll help them. I like where they're headed. And, you need those young players to step up. I think, guys on the defensive side of the ball, those young players need to be a bigger part of that defense. And I think they will. I think this team, I said it, I was on your show. I said, John Eric Sullivan's going to do a really good job. I have a lot of people high praise for that guy around the league. And same for Jeff Hafley. So I'm excited. I'm going to be down there today. I'm coming down to watch minicamp practice.
All right,
today.
good. I'm going to sit next to you then, and I'll bring
what I'm going to miss? Is the orange jersey gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, I'm going to miss that.
Well, I'll tell you what else.
You're
going to
probably made my day.
You're going to miss the loud music too, probably.
Do they have they probably still have the music on.
Yeah, but
right?
it's real light, and it seems to not hear it during certain drills. I don't hear it at all. So that they can
that
actually.
I like, Joe. I'm all in now. I'm all in. I like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Are you going to be down there today?
Yeah. I'm coming out. I'm going out after too. Hey, Pete, thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it.
All right, Pete
take
Prisco,
care.
senior NFL columnist for CBS Sports, joining us. Hey, we got something real big coming up here, and I've been to the last couple. It's the Baptist Health at the Men's Health Summit in Doral, and it was great last year. Zoe was just unbelievable. We got to get back to taking care of our own health. That's what this is really all about with Baptist Health, putting this thing on. You handle everything, work, family, life. But when was the last time you really handled your health? We overlook things. We go old school till it's too late on things. Screening, expert advice, real conversations that matter are going to take place while you're there. You can enjoy food and grooming and screening and prizes and connect with men taking control of their health, doing it the right way. No excuses, no guesswork, just action, man. Sometimes men and women need to hear it as we get older. Register now for the Baptist Health Men's Health Summit in Doral. Visit baptisthealth.net/Zotime on June 14th.
Dolphins mandatory minicamp starts today. We'll have the news. The Marlins continue their series with the Nationals tonight. Listen to the game here. First pitch at 6:45. Marlins on deck begins our coverage at 6. The NHL Stanley Cup Final starts tonight. Carolina and Vegas. Details here. The NBA Final. Tuesday, June 2nd, Lou Gehrig Day on FM 104.3 WQAM. And you can also listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps. Download it today.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text METER to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text METER to 42424. That's METER to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Canes fans, the Hurricanes women's and men's basketball programs are already building on the success of last season. And 2026 is shaping up to be a season you don't want to miss. Experience all the big moments and close finishes, the halftime shows, and in-game promotions at the Watsco Center. Season tickets are the best way you experience all the action and excitement of Hurricanes basketball. Lock in your season tickets today at MiamiHurricanes.com/basketball. That's MiamiHurricanes.com/basketball.
If you're going to spend time with your child reading bedtime stories, use that time to tell your kids that they can be whatever they want in this world. Because if you're going to tell them a fairy tale, tell them that one.
George Lopez, live on stage, June 11th, Hard Rock Live Hollywood. Tickets are on sale now at myhrl.com or ticketmaster.com. George Lopez live, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood.
Now, at McDonald's, wake up to a $4 breakfast meal deal. Wake up to a sausage McMuffin or a sausage biscuit, to hash browns, and wake up to a hot coffee. Get your $4 breakfast meal deal.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the strawberry watermelon refresher and the mango pineapple refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all new drinks are here now at McDonald's. Refresher.
New home of the two-time World Series winner, Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less for your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Marlins, who took game 1 from the Nationals 7-3. Game 2 of the 3-game series is tonight with the first pitch at 6:45 from Nationals Park, and the game can be heard right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who are set to begin mandatory minicamp at Miami Gardens today. Minicamp is 3 days ending on Thursday. And in the NHL, the Hurricanes will host the Golden Knights in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. The puck drops at 8 o'clock. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. We're creeping into the 80s now, Joe. Scattered thunderstorms throughout the day.
You didn't say that earlier.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't say. I thought you said we were looking pretty good.
There could be some rain. There might not be. I just used a weather term for you there. Scattered thunderstorms. All right. Throw a weather word.
Man, I got to tell you what, an hour and 15 minutes on that clay court yesterday, and I got out there late between 11 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
It was hot. I thought I was going to drop, man. I get the headache. I get the sick stomach. Then I get a little lightheaded, and that's the final one.
Or something, man.
No, I drink a ton, but it's freaking hot out there.
In the morning
probably doesn't help. You're pretty good, man. You know what? Sometimes you fold things up, and
I would tell people to hydrate, and then you used to get all mad. I did that last year during the summer.
Well, because it's a
given.
given.
Like, oh, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Some people need a reminding, like you.
No, I just don't know if you drink too much caffeine in the morning and then try to cover it up with water if it works, and it doesn't seem to work that well. So anyway, hey, listen, man, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got a mini camp for the Dolphins today, Wednesday, and Thursday. We've got huge trades, big trades. My God. That's not an exaggeration when you trade the best defensive player in football, Myles Garrett. I got so much respect for him the last 2 years. He played against the Dolphins, and they're playing for nothing, man. They are playing for nothing, and that guy plays his ass off. Remember that game, Woody, at the end of the year?
Yes, I do.
He just dominated us a couple years ago.
They're the heavy favorites to win the Super Bowl now.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you told me that. That makes sense. I mean,
yeah. Do you think if you were betting today, do you think they win it? You have anyone else you like in there? Do you throw Buffalo in the mix? I think Kansas City is going to be wild card here.
I don't drink Kansas City Kool-Aid. I don't drink it yet.
I think Mahomes is going to come back with a vengeance. He might win the MVP this year.
Wow.
You don't think?
Sounds
you think that guy's going to come back hungry?
No, he's going to be hungry for sure. But he always plays. Look, you see the way he plays.
I know, but he doesn't seem a big fan of losing. So I'm guessing he's going to come back pretty.
I think
ferocious.
Denver's still the team to beat in that division. And they've added a nice piece, man. Waddle is a nice piece to add.
Okay.
And
I'm not sold on that quarterback yet.
What about Chargers?
I think their offense can be very good.
That could be.
Yep. I think Justin Herbert's going to thrive in Mike McDaniel's system.
Unless he's madly in love with his actress or whatever she is.
Singer. Wow, you can't do both?
No, you can do both. Yeah, some of them do. Some of them do both, actually.
Yeah.
But I like those teams. And I don't know about Buffalo either. Everybody's got Buffalo winning the division again.
Yeah,
I'm not
Josh
sold.
Allen.
I'm not sold they're better than the Patriots right now as a team.
Patriots got a whole hell of a lot better. AJ
Patriots
Brown just showed up.
Yeah, no, they're better. They're a better receiver. And by the way, Romeo Doubs, maybe I'm the only one that thinks he's pretty good, pretty damn good. Anyway, we say good morning, everybody, here with 9 o'clock hour, and we've got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, June 1st was between the Myles Garrett and Jared Verse and A.J. Brown trades that took place. Were pretty interesting day yesterday afternoon. I went, whoa, look at that, man. Rams going all in. And by the way, the funny part is, and Pete Prisco, he was so good about this. So here's the situation. They're obviously not going to be able to pay all these guys all this money. They just paid a quarterback. Now he's getting paid like a franchise quarterback. You've got all these guys getting paid. You got guys' contracts coming up. So they're all in on trying to win it right now, win it this year. And maybe next year try to bring it all back if they win it, or they may not. But they have so much confidence because they've already done it just a few years ago. They had to tear that thing apart after they won it, Woody. And it didn't take them long. I feel like, did they have a down year? Where'd they go? 9-8 in a down year?
Yeah, maybe.
They just never really went through like
that's why
4
I tell
wins
you,
or 5
like,
wins.
You always tell me, we don't have the money. We can't do it. And I said, well, you figure it out.
Well, I
the
got to
Rams
tell you,
always figure it out.
But we don't have figured out people here till maybe now. There's been no signs. I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest with each other. There's a reason that you saw a bunch of names, new names here. Somebody at the top finally said, listen, man, we've been running this thing back. We've been just bringing guys up who didn't have success. They didn't have success because the guys ahead of them that we fired didn't have success. And
they made about 50 changes.
Ireland gone, and then Chris Greer comes in. And that, I mean, like somehow we go, well, Ireland didn't know what he's doing, but Chris Greer knows. And it was just the same old, man. And it's just and finally, if you saw the names yesterday, and look I hate going through this year and what it might look like. Yeah, I'm not looking. Nobody wants to. We all want to talk about having a chance to win a championship or win your division. But it's just bringing insane people and finding out we had guys been here 23 and 25 years with Chris Greer. And like somehow they're going, hey, do we need to make some changes? And Chris was, hey, good for him. I mean, it's a good quality, super loyal to guys that have been with him forever. And as a group, they weren't getting it done. They weren't. The drafts weren't good enough. The background checks weren't good enough. And not just Chris, but before Chris, Jeff Ireland's part of this. It's just, you got to know what you're doing, man, between the GM and head coach. You got to be on the same page. You got to have the right people, and we just haven't had the right combination. I don't even know if they're all listening right now. If they probably wouldn't disagree. And I'm not saying it was all Chris Greer. It wasn't all Chris Greer, but he was a lot of it. And we need to. And by the way, we did the right way. We started by hiring a GM. Then we hired a head coach. Then he goes, all right, we got a quarterback. He's yours if you want him. They go, we'll pass. We don't want to go with him. We've seen it. We don't want him. Let him go somewhere else. All right, how are you going to break it up? All right, we're just going to wipe it out this year, wipe out the debt as much as we can. So anyway, that's the situation we're in as we get set for minicamp here with minicamp, I believe, this week and a little minicamp next week and often running here. But, yeah, man, going through this, hey, I'd look at I look at Cleveland. Are they ever going to get it figured out? I mean, they've loaded up on draft picks again. They got a bunch of good draft picks, and Jared Verse is a good young player, but they got to get the quarterback thing figured out too. By the way, I was looking ahead. I didn't hit this with Pete, but CBS already got mock drafts for next year. Damn, did you see all the quarterbacks? Oh my God. And different guys. They even got Minsaw from the Canes. Some of them have him in the first round. They've got, obviously, Manning as a first or second pick. And they go right down. Moore from Oregon is up there. They got 5 or 6 guys, look like.
We need a season where we're not talking about mock drafts a month in.
I know. No, you're right. I'm not.
Last year we did.
I just saw it.
Right? How quickly were last season were we starting to look at the drafts? It was early on. It was a rough start.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, the surprise of the draft is how many guys went back to college and quarterbacks, right? Like quarterbacks went back to college. Guy from Oklahoma, supposed to be so good.
They're going to keep going back to college as long as they can make
Oregon
$6
guy,
or $7 million.
Oregon guy has a bad game playoffs or 2 and says, I'm going back to college.
Wouldn't you?
I don't know. Some people thought he's going to be the second pick in the draft.
Well, yeah, but it used to be a no-brainer, right? It's like you got a short career. You got to go make the money while you can. I don't see you stay in college for $6 or $7 million.
The Ole Miss quarterback going back to college for another year?
Yeah, he's smart. He's making a ton of money to do it, though. That's the difference. It's not like it used to be.
No.
Where it was like, oh, we got to get out of college. You get the life-changing money. Now you get the life-changing money in college.
If he would have gone in the 3rd or 4th round, you're right. He's going to make more money where he is. I don't disagree. You're right.
You don't think it's easier to play in college than it would be to be handed over to a,
But Dante Moore,
NFL franchise.
A lot of people thought Dante Moore was the second quarterback in this draft.
Well, they also said Arch Manning was going to be the first pick, but
yeah, but that was clear right away. The family came out and said he's going back, but they got him right at the top again, so everybody can stroke him again this year. We'll see how he does. And listen, he got a lot better, and I'm sure he's going to be really good. But this thing about just saying guys are going to be great, there are going to be more guys that struggle again this year. That right? There's names on that list. Hell, we got one guy that's got this friggin' gambling thing going on that was also supposed to be good.
But that's why I think Mensa, too, I think he will end up moving very high up on boards because he's going to have a big year. How could he not? Somebody texted in earlier, the Canes have better wide receivers than the Dolphins. I don't know which room is stronger, the Canes or the Dolphins wide receiver room, but Malachi can play on the Dolphins right now. He'd probably be their number one.
Malachi can play anywhere.
Right? Would he be the best receiver on the Dolphins today in minicamp?
Malachi be up there, yeah. Yes, he would. He's a damn puppy, too. What is he, 18?
Yeah.
That's right. He's going to be 18 the first month of the season. Then he turns they got some.
Jeez.
They got some. You never like to do that, though. I know it's your.
No,
you
no.
never like to do that. A couple years ago, I went to UM offensive line's better than the Dolphins offensive line.
Somebody texted that in earlier, and it got me thinking. And I mean, I know it's probably not, but you get the point.
I think we're all looking forward to, by the way, I haven't brought this up today. I was going to hit it tomorrow, but everybody worried about Mario Cristobal and those negative articles because he lost out. He's going to have to go back and reevaluate because the St. Thomas Aquinas tackle decided he's verbally committed to Texas A&M. Boy, he has been killing it. They are locked and loaded. And again, they're all verbal commitments for whatever you read into. Some of them will change probably. But boy, he dialed in on some top players. And I don't just mean in the state of Florida, but guys around right now that made verbal commitments to him. They're in really, really good shape. Hey, we've got more stuff to get to here. Real quickly before we go to break, I just want to remind you that after these couple games with Washington, the Marlins will be coming home to Lone Depot Park and take on the Rays during the Citrus Series, June 5th through the 7th. That's this weekend coming up. And I want to bring it up because I saw it on TV. It made me hungry watching the game last night. They got $1 hot dogs presented by Salen's. That's going to be a big one. Just load it up, all those dogs. Get 6 or 7 and enjoy those bad boys. They got 90s Night presented by Coors Light, SpongeBob Day, Pride at the Park, and more deals going on, plus special ticket packages, including exclusive merchandise. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now, martins.com/tickets, and the D-backs will be in right after. Tampa leaves town, and the 4 for $44 presented by Pepsi. You get 4 tickets with hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks, all for just $44. Hey, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back after this.
Dolphins men
I guess about a year now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only time I stop by is I want to go in and get some
you
food or
switched over
something,
on
but-
me. Good for you, man.
Yeah. If I need a gas station hot dog or something, I'll run in, but that's about it.
That's the only reason you have to stop by those
Yep.
stores. I like that.
Is it expensive still out there?
Come on.
Is it? It's bad?
Funny.
Sorry.
Tell you what, I was in California for a week or 2 weeks, and
Expensive out there, huh?
oh, tell you what, taking my dad in those little trips up in the mountains there to look at deer and cruise around there. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
Dad, maybe we ought to hang home here. No,
You'll rent an EV next time.
no, should have. You got me, Woody, and the EV thing. What is that a month, if you don't mind me asking?
The electric bill?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like factored into.
Oh, okay.
But you can get like FPL has a, not that anyone cares, but FPL has a program where you can sign up and it's like $30 a month, I think.
Oh, all right.
If you don't have a charger. I was already wired, so.
You're wired.
Yeah.
You're wired in, all right. You are
Locked
you're
in, bro.
Anyway, hey, so we got a lot of different things going. I know I see the comments coming in about Malachi Tony's a rock star, bro. You can't argue what he just did. It was like we've seen a couple guys. Another guy from down here, Jeremiah Smith's going to be probably the first non-quarterback position taken in next year's draft.
Well, depending on who's picking, could be the first.
Yeah,
could be the first overall pick.
Well, listen, if there's a quarterback looks like a franchise quarterback, they're always going to go ahead of.
Someone said Malachi has not proven that he's even a first-round pick yet.
May not be a first-round pick.
You have to have quite the drop-off.
Well,
I mean, right?
I don't think Malachi's going to run 4.3 40s. I just think he's just a really, really good football player.
Yeah, he passes the eye test.
Everything. And his game should be just fine in the pros, except he will get hit harder. Just warning. The best tacklers in the world play in the National Football League. But, man, there should be nothing negative about what he just did. And by the way, he's just as good in the playoffs right to the end of the year, including that great run he made in the final game, in the championship game. Throughout the playoffs, his returns, I mean, he was fantastic. And he's not that big. Not that big a guy, but, man, great instincts. His makeup is just nothing's too big. This goes back to when he was a quarterback at American Heritage Plantation, had to fill in at quarterback. Nothing's too big for him. What do you want me to do? Throw it, run it, receive it, reverse it, whatever you need me to do, I'm going to be able to do. But they got a lot of talented receivers on that, and see how Mario gets them all in there. You've got 2,000-yard receivers, including the Duke receiver that's now here on the transfer. You brought in fastest.
He looked good, by the way.
Yeah, but you also brought in the fastest wide receiver you've had around here in a while. That's here for a reason. To one thing that this team did not do well last year, they didn't have a guy to take it over the top. They just didn't. They had some guys made great catches in traffic, and I'm not taking away from some of those guys because they're all in camps right now, and some of them got drafted, but they did not have a guy that just one-on-one and you're cheating up on the run and little play action and you got it wide open. And we didn't have a lot of those. Did not have a lot of those last year for the Canes. But, boy, I'll tell you what, Mario right now is what he's doing, and I'm guaranteeing you we haven't heard Mario's name for a while. But the fact that they're getting in on all these guys, top defensive tackles, top linebackers, and everything else is, and again, they're verbal commitments. I'm always a little worried about verbal commitments and things change. And, everybody, this is for the 2027 class we're talking about. But he's got a hell of a class. It's already, top 5, Woody? And he's going after a lot of guys, especially – looks like a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball so far.
You want one more text that just came in? So Malley would be our best QB and wide receiver. Only reason he wouldn't be the best running back is because A-Chain is elite.
Yeah, that's a little bit of exaggeration.
I hope Malik Willis is
better
than that, but
I think he'll be.
I think Malachi can throw the ball, but
I mean, he's not a drop back.
No,
I
he's
know
not a quarterback.
Look I know the point. Malachi's really good. That's why I'm complimenting. Like I don't
need
disagree.
to compliment him anymore. You just come on.
Malachi one-on-one in the slot is almost That's where I think he's at his best. Malachi in the slot or in motion coming inside is those moves where he starts inside and goes back out, or he starts one way and goes the other. He is you can't cover him.
Are people not believing in Malik? Like, is that the deal here? I mean, I guess they're going to go out and throw
No.
today.
I think it's generic jabs of
Okay.
where the Dolphin talent is right now and what the Canes are doing.
I hope we get in the next 3 days here, get a little better, vibe on how good Malik Willis will be. I don't know how much you can get from minicamp.
No. So I would just say this, and it's a great question. I have no Malik Willis. Once they have a running game and he takes off and runs, people will see the total package of. I think guys will start to get open and things will look a lot better than what I saw the other day. First of all, they will be a lot better than what I saw the other day, where he's just dropping back and throwing to these guys. Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. When he gets total package and he gets Achane back there with him and that offensive line plays together a little bit here, and we got to find out about – I'm more worried about the right guard and the left guard. I'm not worried so much about the first pick. It's a big man. And he's gonna have some growing pains in camp, and he's gonna have where some of those guys beat him, and Zach Sealer's gonna get him at time to time in practice. It's gonna happen. But anyway, hey, we got more stuff to get to here. Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins, NFL analyst for A to Z Sports, is going to join us. We come back. We're going to talk about the Dolphins and concerns and everything else, and understanding that we're just in OTAs and minicamp right now. We'll have Kyle join us when we come back.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Locked
and TuneIn apps.
And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins and NFL Antlers for A to Z Sports, joins us this morning. Kyle, down the stretch we go, man. A few mini camp days left here, and then a little bit of break, and then we'll all be out there watching to see what it looks like in the late July, early August. But I do want to ask you, it's funny, everybody got a little different take, and now we've, after a couple of OTAs and mini camps, talking about what the team has and doesn't have. But I just think before everybody goes and makes changes and decides what we have at every position, don't we have to put pads on and go through some practices before? I think this is going to be the core of what they build it around, don't you?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. And just look at on the offensive side of the ball, and their talking point has been we want to run the ball. We want to be successful running the ball when other teams know we need to run the ball. So these are all parts of a jigsaw puzzle.